What's up, guys? Welcome back to Kind of Funny Spider-Man in Review. That's right. We are ranking and reviewing all of the Spider-Man movies, with the exception of Spider-Man Homecoming, because you're counting that as MCU.
It looks really good right there.
It looks really good.
If you turn your TV on the side, it looks like he's crawling up the side of a building.
Nick Scarpino over there. We got Greg Miller climbing the wall. We got Andy Quintan.
Oh my gosh, shenanigans.
You're ruining your brand, Spider-Man. You
It
gotta
was
be
the part.
shirtless.
No, again, this is just Greg in a mask.
Oh.
All right, there's a difference.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A lot of people are selling this shirtless Spider-Man mask. It's a big deal out there on the internet.
Jesus Christ.
You
Every
look really
Thursday
dumb right now.
at 9 a.m. on youtube.com/kindoffunny. You can watch one of these beautiful videos.
I look like Little Orphan Annie.
yeah.
Oh, Mr. Pepperidge, give me some coins.
I don't even have coins.
Daddy Warbucks, not Mr. Pepperidge. I'm an idiot.
Mr. Pepperidge from the Pepperidge Farms.
Oh my God.
I don't know what's going
You can
on.
also get this as a podcast by searching for Kind of Funny Reviews on your podcast service of choice. How you guys doing?
We're zany.
Yeah, we're
evidently.
zany.
And it's
We're
only
so
Monday.
zany.
Worth noting, this is just the tail end of Monday, which is still the
It
beginning
feels
of the
like,
week.
yeah, I get
It does feel like we put a week of work in.
It's
It's
nuts.
true.
Can we just stop?
No,
Would you
I don't
understand?
think so.
No?
No.
We got to talk about a little movie called Spider-Man 2.
More.
Get the what? Lint off his mic. Thank you.
Released on June 30th, 2004. That's right. My birthday.
Oh.
Did I watch this movie on my birthday?
Hell yeah, you did.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
I did.
I was like,
did.
of course he did. What the hell
Midnight
else would
showing for
Tim
me,
do?
Columbia, Missouri. I remember it well. The Stadium 8.
Stadium 8. I was at Century 20. Good old Century 20.
Good old Century
Directed by Sam Raimi once again. A budget of $200 million. And with a budget of $200 million, the movie shared the record for the most expensive U.S. movie ever made with Titanic. The record was beaten by King Kong in 2005. And currently, the #1 most expensive movie ever made, Avatar, in 2009.
Yeah.
With a production budget of $478 million.
James Cameron having two of those.
Wait, how much
Good
was
for
in
him.
Infinity War? Wasn't that up
Infinity
there?
Ward.
War.
I don't think we ever got official numbers on that yet because it was
two
split into
movies.
two and it got complicated.
Interesting. Interesting.
It's going to be up there, though. That was a big budget movie. Because you got to get Thor's arms.
This had a box office of $783 million. Took the record for the biggest opening day ever with $40.4 million from its predecessor, Spider-Man 1.
Because people love
Wow.
Spider-Man.
People
They
love
do.
Spider-Man. By 2004, with $403 million in the box office by the close of its domestic run, the movie was the 5th highest grossing picture of all time.
Wow.
A runtime of 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Flies by.
Sure does not.
Let's get it
Down
on the
to
table
business,
right
dude.
now, all right? This is a fun movie.
It is a
No
fun
one listened
movie.
to fucking Nick. I don't know what happened. Between XCU in review and Spider-Man in review, Nick went into the future, aged 100 years, came back with some kind of rejuvenation serum where he still looks young, but in fact is an old man and is grumpy.
You know what it is that the first 30 to 40 minutes of this film are just painfully bad to watch.
They're Parker Luck.
Meandering.
Parker Luck.
It is just, let's beat you over the head with how fucking bad his life is. He's just can't catch a break if his life depended on it, which more often than not it does. Constantly late, getting fired from like you would think he would be like, I'm just gonna back it off a little. Like I don't have to save everyone. I could just not save one person and still do my fucking homework or make the pizza delivery.
I don't
thing.
know if like that's how it works.
I just
It is.
feel
No,
like
I mean,
it's
but, like, I
100%
feel like
how it should work.
He has to save everyone that's around him that needs help.
At the expense
Great
of
power,
just being a
great responsibility.
But that's my thing is that that's what's hard for me to watch in this is that at the beginning of this you're like, you are just, yes, Spider-Man's awesome, but Peter Parker is a shitbag. You
Yeah.
are a shit human being. You're actually just a bad human being in this. You're bad at life. So you got to strike a little bit of a
Wait,
balance.
is he
in this.
though? Like when he's going to
He's failing out of college. He has no friends. He can't pay his
But for
rent.
the right
he keeps
reason.
getting fired.
But he's not
and
a
his-
bad person.
Yeah, he's not a bad
he's having a
person.
shitty run of it. He's in the
He's
the
bad
dumps.
at being a person.
He's bad at being a person. Was I mean?
There we go.
what
That's
I
better.
meant.
That's
and
better.
he has
That's
a
not a bad
dumb
person.
face. I just want to fucking say
he's
it.
got a
Here we go.
dumb,
I
dumb
really want to say
fucking
it.
face.
Tobey Maguire, dumb face. Dumb
Did
face.
you like him in Seabiscuit though?
No, I didn't.
What about Cider House
here's,
Rules?
Here's the thing about Tobey Maguire. Like, I didn't
not
think it was
a- I never
possible
saw
for
it.
someone to have a dumber face than Cyclops in the X-Men movies.
Oh wow.
I think I was wrong.
I just feel like watching this back, there aren't a lot of actual likable characters in this movie. And Tobey Maguire being
Doc
leading
Ock.
it, Doc Ock actually is. I think
Alfred Molina kills it.
Molina does a great job as Doc Ock.
Nails it.
But watching Tobey Maguire
And Rosie.
he's not especially fun as an action hero. He has no real fun things to say. He
doesn't look like a hero.
He's not charming in the least.
He has nothing fun to say.
There's nothing about this character in this movie that they give Tobey Maguire to like latch for the audience to latch onto. He is just blah.
Here's what I'll say. First off, I don't think Tobey Maguire's performance is great. I think it's a step above Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man we watched. And I also think in terms of a moment to latch onto, I do think when Tobey Maguire plays just Peter Parker, when he gives up being Spider-Man and he's just like, I'm going to fucking have not a care in the world, eat the hot dog, walk around and stuff.
Tofu hot dog, because he's a
You
vegetarian.
mean when the movie
Real
takes
life,
a complete
in real life.
departure
Oh, no, I
stylistically
got it.
and decides to become a 70s music video?
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah. Well, it'll get worse next week, but
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Oh, I know.
So many smash cuts again, or smash
That's
zooms.
Sam
of-
Raimi.
Jesus.
And this movie's
Sam
more. This
Raimi, man.
movie's directed as a horror movie, right? Like all the
parts
Doc
of it are.
the Doc
The Doc
Ock
Ock
coming to life and all
lab
that
scene
shit.
is terrifying.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Way too long.
Way
Longer than
I
they
think
need.
I liked
we're
it.
really. It sounds like we're shitting on this. This movie not that bad, but
No, not that
goddamn,
bad.
is it not good?
No.
It was
Like,
so much
I think
better
it's a
than
good movie.
most of the X-Men movies.
I thought it was way
Agreed.
worse
Yeah.
than I thought it was going to be. Like
was.
coming back to it,
I-
there was just way too many eye roll moments for me. Like, yeah.
Product of its time, though, right?
Way better than the first one, I think, but still not good. It's like it's fine. It's fine.
I would
There are
put this
moments
in
of it
good,
that
not
are
great.
There are like the train scene is great, right? It's
Magical
iconic.
scene.
But even then, there's a lot of issues with it. A lot of weird shit.
Sure.
And it's like I feel like the payoff.
The
to
face
it all
he
is
makes.
Like, huh. And then there's the fucking look at it, guys. Look into his fucking eyes.
Well, that's the one I grabbed because I didn't want to grab the one where he's like, like it's just enough tone.
Sam
enough
Raimi's like
Toby.
act. You know what I mean? Act and he acts.
Again, you got to put everything through the filter of like by 2004 standards, this is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
This I remember
Agreed.
walking out of theaters going,
Yes.
"That was a great
Andy-
movie."
yes.
I was like, "That was a great
We all
movie."
were alive there watching this movie. We all thought this movie is great. and I
just-
do think it is great.
yeah. Well, great.
This is
great.
not a great movie.
I mean,
strong
on
word.
our Spider-Man scale, we're establishing this is the best there's been, and I still, but I still think it's a step forward from the last movie. I think you
Yeah,
watch this
totally.
It
movie
is
and you're like, wow, the
undeniably.
action looks better, CG's getting better. I mean, when him and Doc are rolling fighting on the side of the building,
looked good.
that's
Yeah, it looked
fucking
good.
incredible.
It's a great scene.
And then I think too, the main complaint we all had with Spider-Man 1, the fact that it's all mask and no movement. They do so much of him just in the outfit and just.
Your hair looks so weird.
Sorry, well, that's how it
fucking
it's
great.
just
Andy's
him
an
in the
asshole.
spider outfit with no mask on, being Peter Parker. And I'm like, that's a great way to
It's a
humanize
great
him.
sequel. It's not a great movie.
Yeah, but I hate doing. I feel like there's so few movies. Well, that's a weird thing to say. I feel like there's a lot of movies
There's
we could
so
go
few
back
good
to.
movies.
We could go back to and look at it and be like, well, now this doesn't stand up. Well, of course it
Yeah,
doesn't
but
stand up.
the thing about that though is like even if elements don't stand up, if the CG doesn't stand up, or if the action scenes and choreography and wire work and that stuff doesn't stand up, if the plot is good and if there's like the character development makes sense and all that stuff, then it that's what makes it hold up.
Still way too many cheesy lines and writing. Like,
I feel like
MJ totally a one-dimensional prop piece again. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Tries to do even toward the end. Tries to do something. Tries to defend herself. Gets batted away. Remember when she walks up with the stick?
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"I'm gonna do it this time. I'm really good." Bah, just gets slammed by one of Doc
But
Ock's
even my
tentacles.
best friend, like you've known him 2 years.
2 years,
2
yeah.
years you've been talking, and he doesn't even talk to you that much. Doesn't
Yeah.
make any time for
He
you.
never shows
Why
up.
is he your best friend?
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, Tim, I think you nailed it, right? Yes, we are giving this movie's taking it because it's old and it does not necessarily hold up. But it would have held up if any of the characters' motivations were anywhere close to interesting. Even Doc Ock, who I think is one of the coolest, like, well executed villains in this. I mean, like, I love the tentacles. I think they make them really ominous. And you're right, like, this movie smacks of like Sam Raimi's horror roots. Even him, what's his motivation? I went kind of crazy because my arms make me do it. Like, it's not really, oh, my neural inhibitor. Oh, no, they're talking to me. It's a voice in my head. It's talking to me. Like, what?
it's the same
So
fucking.
and your whole motivation is that you fucked up the first time?
Yeah, he's
You're
gonna
like,
prove
gotta
you can
make
do it. Rosie
I'm gonna prove I can do
died.
it.
Yeah, well, he
Rosie
killed his
died,
wife,
and it's
yeah.
not gonna be in vain.
we just
It's
didn't need
just
it. We
such a
didn't need another
stretch.
villain
It's a
talking to
stretch.
himself.
Not only that, but we get not one, but two
we
villains.
bring it back.
We get James Franco, who is
Jesus.
just a comically
Makes zero sense.
Which, by the way, goes from
It's
being a
24/7 till I
fucking
find you,
loser
pal
in
bug.
high school to now he's this mover and shaper
Hey,
and
man,
like,
his dad
babe,
died.
we're making deals, dog. Like, I'm running this company in the way my dad didn't. The company go out of business?
No, they
No,
killed the
no,
board of
no.
directors. They killed the board of
So
directors.
instead of selling, his son got it.
he took it over.
Oh, okay.
That's how business works.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're
His
okay, that makes
20-something son who had no business acumen and
Zero
was
business
bad
acumen.
at
Willem
school.
Dafoe went crazy because of the fucking serum. Why did Harry go crazy?
Yeah, why did he hear the voice?
don't know.
Why did he see a reflection? It makes no sense.
Stupid.
But that being said, I think that when we first met Harry, he was 18 because he was graduating, right?
Right.
So in this movie, it's been 2 years, they said.
20.
So yeah, so he's like 20, 21.
maybe.
But man, in
Very
those
young
2
to be
years,
running
Dropped out of
He
school
has
and
really
ran in the
grown up.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's making deals, man. Let me tell
we
you,
get
we're gonna
the-
tell you.
loving this
We get
fucking
the old.
He's just sweet. He like comes to like, same right. You could just tell me like,
No
hey,
more
how
peace
should I play
prize.
this?
No more peace prize.
How should I play this character? I want you to play him like a sleazy
Nobel Prize, Otto. Nobel
Wall
Prize.
Street stockbroker who also sells cocaine on the sides,
Hell yeah, he
but
does.
can't afford gasoline for his car. That's what I want you to play this character as.
You nailed it.
It was bad.
He looks like he'd be opposite of Christian Bale in American Psycho.
And like,
Not
if
even.
Like one of his cool friends.
Let me put it.
Yeah,
let me
wasn't
take a
it?
step back.
Yeah.
Also, if I thought that Kevin, and this is just pointing to you because you two have been friends for a long time, killed my dad, and you knew where Kevin was, I would not be your fucking friend anymore.
Seriously, dude.
How's your
I'll
pal
be
the
like,
bug?
where the fuck is
How's
he?
your
It's a
pal the bug?
conversation that
Hey
needs to
man,
happen.
everything's
we not
super great.
do this?
Happy
It's my
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday. Oh, okay, cool, man. Hey man, how's Kevin?
Still taking pictures of your pal.
Because you know he killed my fucking dad. And oh, by the way, all you have to do is tell me like, oh, I don't know, like even in that one scene toward the end, which I'm sure we're gonna get to, where he's like,
Oh, you just do it.
"You killed my dad," and he's like,
There are
"Now's
bigger
not the time to
things
talk
happening
about
here
this."
than you and me.
Hey, your dad was the Green Goblin. He murdered tons of people, and I stopped him, and he actually killed himself.
Well,
if you don't
again-
believe me, his shit's probably in here somewhere. Go
Don't
look
forget,
for it.
everybody. Very important plot points to set up Spider-Man 3 are introduced
You're
here,
right.
where the butler comes back in and is like, "Your father only obsessed over work," and then leaves. And then in Spider-Man 3, that same butler will say, "I tended to your father's glider wounds. They were self-inflicted."
Which doesn't make
You
any sense.
motherfucker, you knew he was a goblin too? Did anyone think this is information I needed to know?
But Harry
What do I
finds
pay you for, Bernard? That fucking line. I was like, if that guy were my butler, I'd be like, I have to mentally and physically abuse you now for
Jesus.
how fucking stupid you sound. You asshole.
Oh man.
Are we plotting it? You want to plot it out?
I think we're already doing a great job. This
Movie
flick
starts off with
opens
the-
with Alex Ross
There you go.
montage. Are you fucking kidding me? I remember
dope.
being in the theater just, this is so good already. Are you kidding me? Original Alex Ross artwork starting this fucking flick. Let's do it.
That is probably one of the best openings for any movie, like any comic book movie.
Toby's abs is really weird though. In the intro,
They were weird. Well,
They were
drawn
just
on.
like a.
He had one long ab on the bottom.
Yeah.
Born in the labs.
Now it's time to rank those abs.
Yeah, they were drawn on. That's why
Yeah.
they were weird. they drew him with a really long, like lower ab.
Love that
And they were
one.
very heroic.
It
and
was
very
horizontal,
cool
very
looking.
horizontal.
There was
very
one
cool.
scene where he gets knocked down and he's laying in the rubble. I think it's when his web stops working, where like the suit was just clinging onto him and you could see the definition. I don't know that I've
those are
seen
fake.
that. Were they?
Yeah, that was a muscle suit for sure.
Those were definitely born in labs.
That was definitely
Yeah.
born in the
Damn,
silicone
born in
lab.
labs, first time, huh?
Yeah.
No, it's not, that's not true. X-Men did it too.
Well, to be fair, I was gonna say, yeah, a lot of people were born in
Yeah.
labs with their abs and their biceps.
Are you talking about-
The movie begins and Peter Parker is down on his luck. Some would say Parker luck. He's driving his little fucking scooter around. He's delivering pizzas.
We all remember.
Who's-
We all were there in 2002 playing this shit on PlayStation 2.
Of course,
2004.
of course.
More
Do
accurate.
you remember the guy who stops him is a Daily Show correspondent or was a Daily Show correspondent? He's a comedian as well.
Asif Manvi.
Yeah, is that his name?
Yeah, that's his name, yeah.
And Parker's got to deliver these fucking pizzas, so he tries to go deliver them, and he just runs in. And it has one of my favorite moments of all time in a Spider-Man movie when Peter Parker runs in with the pizzas, and the guy watches him fly back out of Spider-Man. He stole that guy's pizzas. That was great. He goes. The guy we're trying to keep him quick. He drops the pizzas, saves some kids. The guy picks up the slice. He webs it. This is one of the things they play fast and loose with what webs can do.
Yeah.
Because that piece of pizza is ruined right now. You know what I mean?
Why not
you're
just
gonna-
leave it?
you're
Why
gonna
not
put it
just
back
leave it
in
at that point?
Not to mention, again, it's also weird for me. Don't get me wrong. I'm painting with a broad brush here. It's also weird for me, someone from Chicago.
Yeah.
Who has to get in these fucking arguments all the time about thin crust New York versus deep dish Chicago? That somebody ordered 8 deep dish pies from Joe's. Why do we add that detail? Why did they just order 18
But
pies?
it's also, let's be realistic. 8 deep dish, that's going to take longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's the
100%.
thing.
Yeah.
29 minutes left. Nah, bro.
Yeah.
One of those
no
pizzas
fucking
weighs
way.
48 pounds.
BTW. I don't think the slice in the
Times
guy's
eight.
hand was
Spider-Man.
deep dish.
It was honestly, here's the problem,
No, it wasn't.
everybody.
It wasn't.
It was more of a pan pizza.
Yeah, that was a pan.
So that's the thing is like, this is where it gets fast and loose with the definition of Chicago style deep dish, how you want it stuffed. Everybody has different things here.
Via 313.
A lot of people are stupid. Via 313, of course, Detroit's own in Austin. He comes in through the coat closet to this woman. You might recognize this woman from the seminal film Boogeyman. I had to review it when I was in college, and I made sure I called her out as the receptionist for Spider-Man 2. Boogeyman, terrible movie. Has the guy from Seventh Heaven in it.
Man.
Not the child molester. The young, hot,
good to
older
know.
brother.
Oh, you're missing a great
Not
part.
the young brother.
The like 2
Simon.
minutes of like brooms
Him
falling
trying to
out.
put the
Chanel's
fucking
sister?
brooms back in the thing.
I hated that. I
Oh
hated
my
that
God.
scene.
Why did that last so long?
It was funny at the
Oh,
beginning.
really? I was watching. I was like, this is a good bit. Like, that's like my type of humor.
Nah, dude,
Bless you, Andy.
10 seconds is fine, but like it was like 45
By
seconds.
minute
Of,
10, it was like,
oh shit! All right.
Also, he came out of the broom closet. Wasn't she like, where the fuck
You're
did
like,
you
what
come
the
from?
fuck? You're
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I just saw. Oh, there's them on Twitter, but I saw someone talking about it somewhere.
Oh yeah, he would totally have gotten noticed at some point if there's Twitter, if there's social media.
Well, it's the same thing I think about
100%.
it. Just like, I mean, don't even bother.
Peter
I mean,
Parker walks
like,
on the corner. That's fucking him.
especially with comics in general, but especially these movies of just like, so there's not one reporter in New York who's like, hey,
I'm
they
gonna
keep
figure this out.
kidnapping the same girl, and they attacked this old woman the first time. Wonder if they're all connected. Who do they all know? Because it's all the same fucking people.
And this kid has a byline underneath.
Yeah,
all his
every
pictures.
fucking photo of Spider-Man, that's amazing.
Even the one where he fucking, what he tells me, he's like, fine, I got one more left, and it's like in the. He's literally floating in
Flying,
space. He's flying. How did you get this picture?
Also, is it normal 5 minutes before printing that like they were like we don't have a front page?
I don't know. Probably.
No,
That
not,
seems- that
no,
seems
that's
like-
not
yeah,
normal.
yeah.
But it's how Jay Jonah runs his paper. Hey, man, the Daily Bugle's an institution in New York.
Flying
from what I
by the seat of
understand.
his
Yeah, you know what I mean? Tear it up and
news.
put up this thing. And he's just
Yeah.
making up headlines about getting sick from chicken.
He's still so good in this fucking movie.
So
we're
good.
already there. J.K. Simmons killing it again. Robbie's yelling at him. Peter doesn't want to sell him the fucking photos of Spider-Man because he's giving him bad Spider-Man headlines. But you know what? No, we're going to do. Here's my thing. I don't want your art profile. All right, here you go. Here's a Spider-Man photo we already talked about. He's floating in space.
Oh my god! But then he's like, "Oh, I gotta get more money." She's like, "Oh, you have no money, and this is the
Sorry.
advance." And then
She does this weird chin up thing.
Yeah, she's
where you're
like,
like, this
Yeah,
is
are
a
they
weird.
fucking?
This is a
Chin
weird
up.
thing to establish right
Don't-
now. Betsy,
fucking touch me, Betsy.
is it Betty?
Betty
Yeah.
Banks.
Betty White.
Ross,
Betty White.
Ross,
Betty-
Betty
Golden
Ro-
Girls.
Betty Ross.
Savage.
Betty.
What is it?
Betty Wap.
I think it's Betty.
Y'all trip me up.
Yeah, I
Betty
know.
Wap, get it?
It's not-
He'll look it up. Is this when we go home and we go
Betty
to the-
Brant.
Betty Brant, yes.
Is this when we go back to his apartment and then discover the worst part of this whole movie,
Brant.
which is the fucking annoying landlord neighbor?
Dude, what's his
Hey,
name?
he is like a whatever, and eyes like a rodent.
Why did they create the daughter as a character?
So
For
don't
Spider-Man
know.
3.
Bizarre,
Guys, do you not understand it's a prequel to Spider-Man 3?
the landlord, Mr. Ditkovich, is a reference to Steve Ditko, co-creator of Spider-Man.
And Mike
Was he
Ditka.
super annoying?
But he's right. You don't like that guy?
Yeah,
What's
no,
wrong
no.
with it?
No. I mean, no, not particularly.
Put your phone away. Put your phone away.
I was looking up that character.
You weren't.
the actor.
You
I
weren't.
was.
Look at you right now.
I'm
Look at you.
going to IMDb.
Wait, I'm gonna watch you do it, son
we
of a
also
bitch.
know that character's name, right? It was
No,
Brant.
I think he's acting for the actor. The actor.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I
So
want to say it was like Yakov
he goes there
Smirnoff,
and he
but I don't
needs
think it
rent,
is.
but he doesn't have it. We weren't there yet. Technically, we went to Aunt May's house first, where they're having a birthday party for Peter, who forgot it's his birthday. But there's Mary Jane. Her hair's not as red as before, and there's
Yeah, I didn't like that.
James
Super
Franco.
disappointed.
And there's Mary Jane's ex-boyfriend, James Franco, just
Well,
kind
they're
of.
still
friends.
friends.
They're
They're
still
still friends.
friends.
They went out for like who knows 2 months. You know what I mean?
And then, but then James Franco at the end being like, "You stole Mary Jane from me." Like, what the fuck?
right. And in that
James
in that
Franco
moment,
carries a lot of it right here. He's carrying a lot
James
of
Franco
things.
being like, "Hey, she wants you, dude.
Yeah,
Like you gotta
uh-huh.
stop playing with her heart." You know?
In that scene, James Franco walked like Aunt May's like at the table, and they're in the same little room that we've seen in the last movie. And he like walks over and starts looking at some pictures. And I was like, why does this look so familiar to me? I'm like, oh my god, he moving exactly like he does in The Disaster Artist. And I was just
Oh,
like,
hi, Mark.
Oh yeah. I'm like, this fucking it looks like that type of set. I'm like, this is weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Peter forgot it's his birthday, but they're all there to talk. Mary Jane's got to play. Harry sent roses. Okay, that's a weird thing to drop in. Cool, whatever. Harry's like, "Meh." A lot of 24/7 till I find your pal the bug. He's after that Spider-Man. He wants that Spider-Man. But eventually, Aunt May passes the fuck out. She drank way too much. Way too much.
Wouldn't you sit down and be like, how do you know Spider-Man? How did you meet him?
Let's do some role playing, all right?
Okay.
I'm Spider-Man / Tobey Maguire / Peter Parker, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey.
We've been friends for a really long time.
We sure have, Harry. We've had a lot of adventures since you showed up in high school and senior year, and we just became best friends.
Yeah, approximately 2 years.
But you're my best friend. You're my only friend.
That's great. Hey, man. So, real quick though, you know that Spider-Man guy, right?
I mean, knows a loose word. I can take his photos a lot.
You've worked with him before.
I'm laughing at your face. So I have.
So you have some means of it, maybe contacting him or some line on where he might be at any given time.
It's more he'll hit me up with a note and a web when he needs me to come take photos.
Follow-up question: you still sell pictures from Spider-Man, right? Like, you make
that's
money
correct.
off his
I have
likeness.
seen him since the unfortunate death of your
We've
dad.
already established that you and I are best friends, right?
Right.
My dad, kind of like a surrogate dad to yours.
Well, I had a dad. His name was Ben Parker. I don't bring it up. I'm out. I'm out of this conversation.
So the fact that you're still capitalizing off of Spider-Man, but you're my best friend, but you do realize he killed my dad, makes you a bad person, right?
I mean, there's just bigger things happening than you and me right now. Harry. You
from the
understand?
movie.
Thank you very
From the
much.
movie.
You understand? Like
Good, you brought it back.
from what I understand of Spider-Man, he doesn't use knives. And from what I understand from the coroner's report, your dad was stabbed through his lower intestine. And it just seems like a weird move that Spider-Man had that one power he's never shown anybody.
Well, we'll never know.
All right, well, I got to talk to Aunt May now. I wake up Aunt May, and she's fucking passed out. I went through her fucking mail, too, like
You
some
didn't wear
kind
the
of
fucking
lunatic.
mask, dude. Jeez.
Well, I wasn't Spider-Man.
Oh, that's
I was. I mean, role playing is, go
Sure,
a lot of ways. She's behind on the rent. She'll fix it up. No, she won't. She's fucked. This mortgage is gonna. She's over
Do you
under.
think it's weird that she just passed out in the middle of a party?
She's
Like
old.
he went to the back
tired,
and she was
man.
just laying there. Why
Again,
would
She worked
We
so hard on the
established
cake.
last time that May is 175 years old. Okay.
You sure did.
And not only that, really poor planning for retirement.
Yeah.
Ben dies. She
Well,
is
she didn't
fucked.
expect him to die.
Hey man,
Yeah,
he
she's
was the
fucked.
plant electrician. There was
Yeah.
a fat pension coming his way.
Yeah, I guess he didn't
A
get
lot
that.
of people
pension.
thought that was going to be an origin story for Electro. Wasn't.
I just picture Shooter McGavin like buying her old. Yeah.
That would've been great.
Peter calls her on her shit. She's like, whatever, I'll fix it. You're not gonna fix it.
ain't gonna fix it, mate.
You're just hoping to die. I've been there. I understand. He reaches in. She reaches in, gets a $20 bill, tries to give it to Peter, and he's like, "No, I can't." She's like, "You will. You will take it. Damn you if you leave
This
it as
Aunt
a-"
May actress fan is like, I
She's
don't
gone
know.
a little too far.
She's a little
What's her name?
crazy.
She's famous.
I don't know her name, but there are moments in this that everyone goes too far.
Everyone
Another
goes
question
too
I
far.
have.
Cool, Greg. Find me Aunt May's actress's name.
Betty Brant.
Betty Brant. Thank you.
Another question I have: why is Spider-Man living on his own? He could definitely be living with Aunt May.
He's got to be downtown by Empire State
Rosemary
University
Harris.
and the Daily Bugle and
Does he?
Spider-Man.
I feel like the train system works well, and
But he's
also
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
We've already brought up the fact that this guy doesn't understand it yet, and I think it's an interesting subtext of this film. The fact, and I'm not joking around, the fact
Yeah,
of
no.
how do you balance being with great power comes great responsibility. You've been given superpowers and that mantra, which means fuck your every part of your real life, right? Like I'm watching it and like, don't get me wrong, the movie has its flaws, yada yada yada. But I'm watching, I'm like, that's actually a really interesting thing to wrestle with in the second movie of like, well, how do you find the work-life balance that way? Because of course I go back to the fact that in lots of Superman canon, right? Like he hears everything. He has to block it out and learn to focus and learn to be, I gotta be Clark sometimes, right? Like there's that awesome scene in John Bryan, Man of Steel, where he's sitting there, the Kents hear him come back. And they come upstairs after he saves the plane the first time, the space plane the first time. And he's sitting there, tears rolling on his face, grasping the sides. And he's like, I hear them all, Pa. I hear everyone crying out for help right now. And they have to have this conversation about like, no, you need to, you can't always be that. You can't be Superman all the time. Go ahead,
But here's the thing: by the end of it, I feel like he was just like, well, Spider-Man's always going to come first.
yeah, I know.
So
No,
I don't think there's any resolution. It's a great concept. I just don't think there was
And that's
any
what I'm saying is
resolution.
I think there's a great thread, a great subtext, a great storyline, plot line here that isn't at all. Like it's like jumping to the very end of this flick, right? When like, go get him, Tiger. I remember being so fucking happy in theaters.
It's epic,
that he got the
but-
girl and everything else. And then they ended on forlorn Mary Jane staring out the window, clearly not happy. Clearly she just said in the one scene what I guess she thought he wanted to hear, and then in the next scene he's like, fuck, this is my life now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then Spider-Man 3, of course, just as a
We'll get there
hodgepodge
when
of
we get there.
fuckery. But
I can't wait.
wait.
I'm so fucking stoked for 3.
not at all.
Because 1 and 2, I was just like, oh, they're going to be some level of good. I wonder how bad 3 is going to be. Because, like, it can't be as bad as I remember it.
I bet it's worse.
Really?
Based on how good we remember these movies being, and now being like, oh, they weren't
I
that
don't
great.
know. I think, and whatever, we'll see. But I think that they're going to be a lot closer in quality than.
I don't know. I don't
we
think
would've
so.
Apparently, you
thought.
guys have bad taste. You guys have been shitting all over Spider-Man 2 so far.
I'm on your side.
Fuck yeah. We got a new number 1, everybody.
Hands down. The competition's not.
So yeah, Peter's life sucks. He goes home, got to pay the rent, whatever. Fuck that shit. We then are fucking around. We go to school, or we started to go to school, and then we do some Spider-Man stuff. Probably we're doing Spider-Man life great. Peter Parker life bad. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need.
Peter finally gets to campus and is running, and his books gets knocked down. He's getting hit in the head with stuff.
Everyone just horrible human beings.
That's
Granted,
New York.
it's not though.
We all saw that one episode of The Simpsons that they can't air anymore because the World Trade Center. But up until that point, you knew New York was bad.
It's true.
Remember?
I don't
I don't
actually.
either.
Thanks for following me. Thanks
That's
for that
true.
one.
You're with me.
Crab juice. Anyways, somebody out there is like, I know this reference. Yeah, this is
That's
great.
when they get the
Squirter crab juice. Yeah, I'll take the crab juice.
No idea.
Anyways, they run into the one and only Kurt Connors.
Yay.
The one-armed Kurt
This is going
Connors.
to pay off in Spider-Man 4.
Fuck me. God, it would have been great. What a
Yeah.
great fucking universe they were building.
Didn't happen.
He's like...
He's just an asshole too.
I'm running to your class. You already... Oh, no, Peter Parker sucks right now to
Yeah, I
him. He
guess.
doesn't know
But
he's
it's
Spider-Man.
so sad to.
He
and
could
like,
be way worse to him, dude. He's just kind of like, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
He could be a way bigger
I want to
asshole.
be there. Then
I mean, no,
be
it's
there.
not just
Yeah.
you're fucking up. Like you're lazy.
Yeah.
Everyone being like, "Hey, you're a lazy fuck." Later, when Doc Ock meets him, he's like, "Oh, yeah, the lazy kid.
Brilliant, but
I've
lazy."
heard about you." And it's like,
Well,
damn.
look, if everybody knew he was Spider-Man, they wouldn't say that. They'd be like,
I mean,
look, we get it. You got a lot of shit going on. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You're, like, doing all these things.
Well, maybe just
But
tell
yeah,
everyone because for whatever reason,
Yeah.
it's not a secret well kept.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like people keep figuring out, oh, if I fuck with Peter and everyone that he loves, the Spider-Man will come.
Well, then that's the biggest thing about it, right? Is like his whole argument there with MJ is like, I can't let you be part of my life because if my enemies knew. She's like, 2 of your enemies didn't know until they knew, and I still got fucking involved. So we're gonna bang because it just doesn't matter. It just
Yeah.
doesn't fucking matter. You're not
George
protecting us
Jones.
already.
squirt your web inside of me.
Because
And
Tobey
let's do
Maguire-
this.
Oh my god! If we want to get to John Jameson right now, I tell you, I watched this
must
movie,
pay.
and I see the one fucking scene where I was like, Sam Raimi can do no wrong. He knows where he's taking this whole entire fucking thing. Where John runs to Mary Jane's coming down on the web. John runs and makes this inhuman
Amazing
jump.
leap.
This inhuman jump. And the cops and J. Jonah run up and they don't make it because they're like, "There's no way we can do it." Where this astronaut who was just on the moon. He did it. He's just in the tip. How fucking incredible would it have been if he had the symbiote the whole time, and we went back and we saw it that his black
back.
coat was the fucking symbiote.
but they didn't.
And instead,
They did
guess
Eddie
what? In
Brock.
Spider-Man 3, the symbiote is just a fucking meteorite that just crashed next to Peter Parker. Fuck this universe. Anyways, Peter's
He's
life
the
sucks.
man wolf.
That jump was insane,
eventually.
though. That's
Yeah, no,
fucking-
totally.
He's the
John.
man.
I like to
Jameson
imagine that
becomes
at one
man
point
wolf.
Sam thought
Does
that.
he?
We gotta get Sam Raimi in here. Cool, Greg, get Sam Raimi on the phone. We gotta book him. Because I want to know what happened. Nobody's ever gotten this story or asked him, I'm sure. We will.
Hold on. Speaking of Sam Raimi,
Yeah.
interesting thing here. Danny Elfman, who did the film score for this and several other films by Sam Raimi, had some sort of falling out with the director during the course of this film and has been quoted saying, quote, "To see such a profound negative change in a human being was almost enough to make me feel like I didn't want to make films anymore."
Wow.
Wow.
He stated that they'll never work together again.
Oh, it's too bad.
Is that true still? Have they never
don't know.
worked together?
I don't know.
Well,
Since
Sam
then?
Raimi really hasn't done much more since that. He's done some horror films, things like that, but nothing big enough to warrant Danny Elfman's inclusion.
couple other just random fun things
God, he
here.
did a great job with the soundtrack, though.
He did. Testing with focus groups was done to help determine the film's title. At one point, the titles under consideration were Spider-Man No More, which would have made sense.
Because they say it over and over and over again.
True.
A sentence,
it.
a
They also
sentence,
have that
full
one
print.
shot where he's walking away and
a
it's like, oh,
sentence
like the
structure
cover.
no one uses.
Spider-Man Unmasked. And I'm not fucking kidding you guys.
Turn off the dark.
Spider-Man 2 Lives.
God.
Oh, because the Peter life and the spider life. I got
What
you.
was it just called? It was just called Spider-Man 2?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank God someone was like, or how about Spider-Man 2?
Can you imagine if it
Because
was
people
called
will
Spider-Man
fucking come
2
see this movie no
Lives?
matter what. No,
You would have
it's
think it
not.
was cool. I see how
No.
you fucking own all these
Too
goddamn
Too
Fast and the Furious bullshit.
Nothing cooler than that.
Here we
Spider-Man
go.
2 Lives.
How about X-Men Unite? Isn't that better? You're not good. These people are not good at making this movie.
Cool, Greg. Can I have more recap juice? So yeah, Peter's life sucks. Then be here. You gotta. I'm doing an impression now of Doc Connors.
Yeah.
You got a paper due on Octavia. Or you're doing a paper. Oh, it's on Otto Octavius. Oh, he's one of my friends. Don't fuck it up. All right. And he does like a lizard tongue. You're like, is he the lizard? You don't know.
He's not.
And then walks away, by the way. My favorite part of the whole fucking movie. Walks away, clearly hiding one arm underneath the coat. Like they couldn't even put it in front of it. It was just like, you know, like when you were a kid. I don't have an arm. Yeah, you do. It's like the fucking coat, you idiot.
You're just bending your arm through this lady.
Thank you, cool Greg. By hook or crook now, I don't think it's at. I think we put all the placements right here, but he definitely talks to Harry, and he's like, "Oh, this shit's happening." And Harry's like, "We're doing." And what's this?
I think it was at the party. At the party, he was like, "I know Otto."
But this part had already been introduced, so the Doc stuff happened, and then we went to his birthday, I guess,
Yeah,
just to
I
show
guess
how
so,
shitty
yeah,
Peter's
yeah.
life was. Yeah. Anyways, at the thing in between, hey, fucking talk to me and introduce me to my father's murderer.
Yeah.
Harry's also like, I know Otto Octavius. Come fucking meet him. We got a cool thing we're gonna do. We're gonna win the Nobel Prize. Cut to that. We walk in Otto's lab, and it's Harry and it's Peter, and he's like, Nobel Prize, Otto, Nobel Prize. And Otto's like, I don't got time for this fucking Parker kid, brilliant but lazy. And Harry's like, I fucking pay the bills. You want your precious trinium? And he's like, I fucking do. And so Harry leaves, and he's, Nobel Prize, he in Sweden, I'm fucking weird. And then they start bonding over science nerd shit. And then just out of the blue, we're introduced, the lab is also their home, and Rosie's there, and she's fucking making tea. She's making tea.
So weird. All of this, like, so Peter, tell us more about yourself. Do you have a girlfriend? Like, I just hated
Here's
how
what I like-
forced
no,
Also,
all of
why
that
is it
shit
kind
was.
of? No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't have a
Hold on,
girlfriend.
You're bringing too much in. Number one, I'll tell you, Andy, I've been to college. I've met plenty of these jackass professors with their fucking hippy-dippy wives and husbands that are all like fucking smoking the reefer, and then you come over and it's just an opium den and they want to talk to you about fucking T.S. Eliot and science and bullshit. I've been there, sir.
Okay.
I've seen a sugar cube. I've seen it.
Absinthe. Yeah. They're all using it. I'm with you, man. I'm right there. What do you see your mind? It was exactly like
I don't know. I never go to
When they would have asked you,
Yeah.
do you have a girlfriend? What would you answer, Greg?
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Not kind of. Oh, tell me about it. We've been talking for 2 years. I talk to her maybe once every 6 months.
Literally last
she's
time we talked.
fucking the astronaut who might be Venom. I've never. I kissed her a couple times. It's confusing. We've never been romantically
I
involved.
kissed her, but she doesn't know I kissed her. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
she knows I kissed her, but
Well,
she doesn't
I
know
kissed her
I
once,
kissed her.
and then I kissed her at a funeral, which is weird. You know what I mean?
For a guy that I kind of killed.
Was she really
But don't worry about it.
That
That was
was
actually my second murder that I committed. I iced the guy at the beginning of the first one.
Awkward
last time. Everyone forgot
conversations,
about it.
sure. Awkward conversations, sure. I still enjoy this dynamic. I still do like.
I like
again,
this scene.
I do too. I feel like while they're weird fucking hippy dippy college,
They're college
people,
professors. They're
they
always
totally
way too familiar.
They totally do that. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
do enjoy. I really like. I'll tell you what. I wish that this
you gonna
man
tell me?
ever made films before or after. But this Alfred Molina fella, he could have had a great career either way.
yeah.
This is the only thing I've ever seen him in, and I love him in it. And if he made other movies,
Yeah.
I'd go watch him. But I'm just saying, he's great as Doc Ock, pre and
Indiana
post.
Jones.
He's in a lot of movies.
No, you're thinking of the guy from Sliders.
I think he's right. In Indiana
No,
Jones?
he literally is in the beginning of Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
Like,
he
where
dies.
like-
He's his friend that, like,
He's
not
like,
his
the whip
friend,
of the
but
hat.
the
Or
dude.
he's
Yeah.
like,
He
the
was
whip,
covered
throw me
in
the whip, I'll give you the hat.
Yeah.
Throw me the whip, I'll give you the hat.
In the
Nah,
first one.
you're thinking of the guy from Sliders.
That's Jerry O'Connell. great.
My thing about Doc Ock overall is that he is enjoyable, and I feel like the reason this movie does succeed is that you need to have the villain like have some type of sympathetic situation going on, and I feel like he does. More so than Green Goblin, who was just a bad guy.
He does,
but
but-
my problem is, it's like we've seen so many movies now where they do nail that dynamic correctly. That this, I'm like, it no longer gets the pass. Like Thanos,
No.
it's like, okay, I can see it. Killmonger, it's like, okay, I can see it.
But,
with
like,
this, it's like,
This came first. You know,
I
this was
understand.
the first time
And
where we were like,
I'll
"Oh,
give
look,
it-
they're giving a reason. This computer
Yeah.
has infiltrated his mind somehow."
and again,
yeah.
I'll give it credit for that. But it's just like
We've gotten so many better
My problem with
since
this
then.
movie is that people talk about it in the same league as Dark Knight, in the same league
Yeah, it's
as
not
like these.
at all.
Like IGN just put up a 25 best superhero movies of all time feature, and like this movie is pretty high up there. And my thing is, I was talking to Kevin about this. I understand that because that's a very different list than like what we're talking
They're
about.
all on drugs, dude.
Because if you're talking about top 25, that means like influential, innovative, like all that stuff.
Sure,
but
there's a lot more than just actual.
than just
storytelling
like
and
compare this
story
movie to this
mechanics.
movie.
Sure.
I get that. In that sense, yes, this movie deserves high praise.
But this movie shouldn't be in the top 5 list for sure.
Definitely
on
not.
That.
No.
Yeah. And I'm right there with you, right? Like we just evolved past the villain. We need more to the villain's motivation than just being I'm a little crazy and someone killed my wife. Because in reality, like
killed my wife.
he killed his wife. It's all him. Spider-Man. He doesn't even. I don't even think he blames Spider-Man at any
he
point
does.
for this. He's just kind of like you were there, but also I just need some money.
He's like, my math couldn't have been wrong, but
Yeah. He's starting to like realize that he was wrong, and then like the fucking little hands start talking to him, and he's like,
it's
"Oh,
just-
you're right, little hand."
It's thin. I like my Octavius to be a little bit more like grounded. I've been like, yeah, I'm just kind of a shitbag. I'm trying to steal some stuff and make some tech.
I feel anytime you can give me a villain that I see go from good to bad, right? And just get in over his head
but they
and the
do it
inhibitorship
in such
and the
the
AI.
The problem is, I wish we saw him go from good to bad.
Right.
When we saw him good, I'm like, I like you. When we see him bad, I'm like, I like you. There's no gradient. It's
There
just
was
kind of like
Tim, you're forgetting the scene.
Yeah, remember when he
in the
starts doing his
thing.
voices
Yeah.
in my head. Now, you all said, yeah, oh man, voices in his head kind of shit, right? Like, shout out to the fact that they learned from the first one. They didn't have him talk to himself. We just didn't hear the other side of the conversation. You know what I mean? We knew it was happening.
We heard the little robots go.
Yeah, that's not the same. Now, here's what I want to say, everybody. Guess what, everybody? Round of applause for the Kind of Funny team. We're both correct. Everyone is correct that all of the people we've listed are inside of an Indiana Jones movie.
oh, you're
John
thinking
Rhys
Jonathan
Davies was in
He
Raiders
one
of the
main
Lost
characters.
Ark.
We're
He
talking
was
about
Salah.
the very, very
Oh,
beginning.
that guy
And
was
then
great. That was cute.
Alfred Molina is Sadapo in Raiders of the
Yeah, he
Lost
gets
Ark.
killed in the first like.
So
5
there we
minutes.
go, everybody.
shitbag.
Now, again,
He's
what
the
I will
guy-
point out is watch Sliders. Just letting you know.
I'm just
The guy
picturing
where
the burgers.
when Indy like tries to get out right before the boulder, he looks over and like his body comes out and he's like got a fucking
Impaled
spike
through the
him.
Nah,
spikes.
I don't really remember.
He was
it.
the guy to the very.
every once in a while, and by that I mean pretty much every podcast, at some point Greg Miller will like look at me straight in the eyes and start saying things and reference something that I have no idea what he's talking about. And I don't know if he's like fucking around or if he's making a joke. And I'm just like, I don't know. So like Sliders, I'm like, is that a movie or is that
it's
a
a movie.
song?
Sliders
Is
was
that
a
just
hit
burgers?
TV
I
show.
don't know.
TV show.
Sliders was a
Jerry-
hit TV
I don't
show.
fucking know.
Used to be fucking on Fox Friday nights. Come home with a Danny's pizza.
Yeah.
Did those kids ever get back to their dimension?
Unincorporated Glen. Oh, you don't remember this? Heartbreaking.
What happened?
So when the show was good,
Spoilers for Sliders.
Sliders review.
was
Hey,
good.
this
What
has
was
to be a
Sliders
podcast
about?
with a podcast.
Sliders was awesome. That like imagine if you had a
great.
remote control and it
yeah.
could open up a portal into alternate dimensions.
Oh.
So our same Earth, just different dimensions of it.
Sliders, man.
Right. And they originally they could choose where they wanted to go, but then through hook or crook something happened to the device and they started getting sent around. So it was Jerry O'Connell, his friend who was a female, I forget her name. Then it was the guy who looks like Alfred Molina but isn't, but also is Indiana Jones, his professor. And then it was Rembrandt. This fucking R&B singer who had no connection at all to the cast
do not
and
remember
just
Rembrandt.
went through it. It was fucking awesome.
Jerry O'Connell would have been a good Nathan Drake.
He would have. He would have. Now he's in Death and Return of Superman as Superman. However, we went through the portal. And broke in and they hopped around, right? Eventually, in one of the worlds, because I think the friend wanted to leave or whatever, they picked up another woman. This one had a love connection with Jerry O'Connell, right? They eventually go back and they're like, this might be ours. Oh shit. And they go to the house where Jerry O'Connell lived, right? And his mom is in the front gardening and she's wearing a necklace. And she's like, whatever his name is, Jerry O'Connell. And he's like, Mom. And it's like, am I really home?
Jerry?
And she's wearing the necklace. He's like, I bought you that necklace. And she's like, you hid it under your bed. And I found it. And like, oh my God, we're home. The woman he fell in love with collapses. Something about our universe's air isn't right for her. Some bullshit like that, right?
And
So
then there's the moment I look at Nick, and he just makes eye contact with me, and I see his eyes glaze over, and then I see him kind of reboot for a second, and realize where he is. He's just like, "Oh wait, yeah, we are doing Spider-Man in review."
I'm also
hanging
on every
What
word.
happens next? Does he leave?
That wasn't
the-
it.
the timer when I was on a timer for them to go. So the thing opens and he's like, I'll come back, Mom. I'll come back. And he goes back with the girl. Totally stupid. No. What? There's no fucking guarantee the next world's going to have oxygen that she needs.
You're telling me you jump through a portal and Jen's like, I can't breathe, and you're not gonna
That's
jump with
different.
Jen.
That's different.
Is it?
At that point, I don't even
What
give a
if-
shit about this
Let me
world.
ask you a question. What if you jumped through a portal and there was a perfect world where it was just Porty and he came home and he was totally working correctly, all of his limbs
He
worked.
was working correctly.
but Jen couldn't breathe. What do you do?
That's tough.
Sophie's
Can I
choice.
bring the working
Yeah,
party
you probably
with
can
us?
grab party and just take him. But then,
So now, again, I've just told you that's probably the pinnacles of awesomeness for Sliders. It maybe even started dropping off because by the time they introduce this woman, they're starting to replace the original cast. Who cares?
Is this GOG?
Eventually, stick with me. We're almost done. I swear.
Okay.
Eventually, they introduce Jerry O'Connell's brother, and I don't think it's his real brother, but like a brother in the thing.
Marty
And
O'Connell.
then it
other
turns
world.
out him and the brother are fucking aliens or something, and it was like, I'm done. No more. I kept eating the Danny's pizza every Friday. Still got
That
the
kept
Danny's
up.
pizza. I used to like getting shrimp on it once in a while if I was feeling fancy.
Shrimp?
Yeah.
What's Danny doing?
Oh, closed down.
Oh,
I
shit.
drove by it the other day.
I have another question. Quick question.
Sure.
What happened at the end of Quantum Leap?
Oh, you don't remember this?
Can you give me the Sliders and review theme song,
I'm
Andy?
dying. What happened was he made the leap home finally.
Oh, okay.
And then what it is he took over for Al, and he was now the Al for the next guy Quantum
that
Leaping.
sucks for him. Well, I guess he can come home.
Nah, he was still
and
going home
work.
to his wife.
That's
It wasn't
smart.
like it wasn't. He had the little beep boop boop
That's
boop.
good.
So it's fucking Spider-Man 2. Fucking we got a bunch of weird people in Rosie. Great. Do you have a girlfriend? No, not really. Whatever. Peter had promised MJ he would go to her show. He was gonna go to this show. You know what I mean? And
As he's saying it, you're like, ah.
Well, she
you know how
calls
it is
him
for
out.
Peter. You know how it is for Peter. You know Spider-Man.
I know Spider-Man.
And so yeah, he's getting all fancy, and she's all jittery backstage, and all this. It's like, oh,
You never know who's there,
Yeah,
even though I got a
exactly.
boyfriend who I really love.
But no, she doesn't really love him. He's all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
True.
Had she already said this that she was seeing somebody?
Yeah, she said
No.
that at the dinner party.
She
right?
says that at the very in the. Oh yeah, at the dinner party.
Right?
Yeah.
Because like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel like
it's
she
'cause-
threw it out there really like.
Yeah, she says, I'm seeing
I'm
somebody.
fucking your boss's
She went
son.
next door, right? We skipped this scene. Aunt May passes out back there, blind, stinking drunk, gives Peter 20. Then he takes the trash out or whatever. MJ's just on the porch of her former house. I don't think anyone still lives there. Then they have a real thing of like, hey, motherfucker, I know you love me. Say you love me. Oh, boy. What is oh, boy? Oh, we should just be friends. He looks at his feet and all this shit.
Why would he say, "Oh boy"?
Because he's fucking Peter Parker.
Because he's
such a
Tobey
dork.
Maguire.
Because he's Toby Maguire.
I don't like
That's
Tobey
a good
Maguire.
point, Andy. You're fucking right.
Oh, shucks.
And this is where they understand. I'm seeing somebody. Is it companionship? No, it's more than
Yeah, yeah.
companionship. We fucking. Oh no, you know what I mean? Jizz. You know what I'm saying?
Go quite that far.
So then we jumped over to the fight. We're caught up now. She's all excited. Peter's coming. He's on his little moped. And then as he's driving, I think a great scene, right? Where we get the fucking spider sense. The car is going crazy. He does a backflip over the car. He lands. The cars take off. The kid's like, "Whoa, how'd you do that?" That's a funny little scene, right?
Yeah,
Eat your
yeah.
vegetables. Eat green vegetables. Mom always said that. I didn't believe her. He gets into Spider-Man gear and goes stop these motherfuckers. Meanwhile, though, Bruce Campbell's there taking tickets. Shit's happening. They shut the doors. She looks in the audience, empty seat. She fucks up her line, of course, because she's just not really a great actress. She just can't hold on to this.
No, she's got her heart broken. She thought Peter would be there.
Hey, you know what? Right now, Jen comes in, takes the ring off, throws it on the ground. You know what I do?
Bullshit, you cry for 35
keeps
minutes.
Going. Show keeps going. She comes in here, Porties in 2 halves. Show keeps going. Porty is in 2 halves. And he's
What
like,
halves,
just
though?
touch me and save me. I can't do a talking dog.
Oh, see, my brain thought both halves are running away from each other, only to try to reconnect later. You know what I mean?
What is this?
I don't know what you mean.
What is this? Bruce Campbell, years later after this movie came out, Jeffrey Henderson, who worked on the storyboards for the canceled Spider-Man 4 movie, released information regarding which villains would appear within the movie. One of those included Bruce Campbell's character progression into Quentin Beck / Mysterio.
Oh, fuck. That would have been awesome.
That would have been really cool.
Damn, I love
It's a
Mysterio.
damn shame we never got there, huh?
Peter takes care of his shit, though. Shows up there. Shoelace, tie. What do you need? Can't seat you. Show's begun. Very reasonable. This is all very reasonable,
Right.
but Peter doesn't take it well, right?
Except for the intermission, which most plays
Well,
have.
Peter's not smart enough to think that way.
I would push my way through. I would have pushed my way
you
through.
go
He
in
was there.
Again, you're Spider-Man, right? Just
Yeah.
fucking uppercut this guy.
Yeah.
Break his jaw.
Maybe not that far.
Maybe
Squeeze
just-
out his eyeballs.
That's a sentence.
Or maybe just sneak
break
in
his
some
neck.
other way. You know,
Oh, fuck.
you're
This was, in the
Spider-Man.
video game, if this was a video game level, he would have gone
You
through the
gotta get
vent.
into
and
that,
all
They're
that.
annoying as hell.
Yeah.
But then no, what does he do?
He
just
goes, sits
across
outside.
the street for like an hour.
And then finally MJ comes out, and then guess who shows up? Venom himself, John Jameson.
Jingleheimer Smith.
And then the fucking sirens go by, and of course Peter's got to chase the sirens. You know what I mean? Again, doesn't know the balance.
Siren chaser.
I'll tell you right now, cops go to a lot of things Spider-Man can't help with. They roll up to anything not a fucking. I mean, like what are they? They're gonna roll up, and guess what? People are already dead. We found some bodies. It's a domestic
Found
dispute.
some
What's Spider-Man do if he
They're
shows
rolling
up?
was it
and-
like a fucking noise complaint.
Yeah, exactly, right? He shows up at a
Turn
college
down,
party.
guys.
They're too
Yeah.
loud. You know what I mean? But he takes off to chase that, and then he's all sad, swinging around, and then he guess what? it doesn't work. Doesn't work anymore. Fucking falls. You can't get webs going. He lands, takes off his mask. What's going on? I can't make
What
webs.
does he say?
I forget which one.
Not bad.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. That's when he's back.
Yeah, that's way
Remember,
later.
you're freaking the juxtaposition. I'm back. My back.
Yeah.
Remember?
It's good humor.
It is
Good
good
humor.
humor.
Yeah,
You
good
don't
writing.
understand repetition.
Every time he falls, I don't know
Didn't
how
he
tough
say
Spider-Man
my
is.
back there?
He's super
No,
strong.
when
yeah.
he falls, when he says
It's
my back,
when-
is when he falls in the fucking dumpster.
Yeah, it's when he takes the time off and then he does the car to car. And he jumps, thinking he's gonna make it, and he doesn't. He goes, "I'm back," and then he falls. He goes,
Oh, yes, you're right. Whatever. Speaking of that scene, Tobey Maguire's participation was in doubt at one point because he was suffering severe back pains. Jake Gyllenhaal was lined up to play Spider-Man and had already begun preparation, but Maguire decided to take part after all. Great. However, according to the DVD
dude, you're a
commentary,
hater.
the my back joke after Peter falls from the roof was purely coincidental, as it was written in the script before Maguire's problem arose.
Can you imagine like the makers of the movie you sure you're okay? like no, like
good. Oh man,
Jake
man.
Gyllenhaal's doing
Dude,
flips
Jake's
and shit on
ready,
his own.
dude.
Jake Gyllenhaal would have been a much better Spider-Man.
What you know? What back
he would
then,
have, man.
I didn't know who either of them were, and I swore they were the same person.
They look very
They look
similar.
very similar.
Very
They
Right.
now
similar.
look a little bit more
Jake
different.
Gyllenhaal,
But I wish
a
we
little
got
bit better
yeah.
of a career now.
Who did
So
Prince
more
of Persia?
handsome too.
Jake
Jake
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal. He got
No,
jacked for that.
I was quizzing. Tim.
Toby Maguire though, his agent asked for $25 million for Toby for this movie, or 10% of the total
Royalties?
Yeah,
Would they give him
take 10%?
depending on what's higher. Like,
Oh,
so, yeah,
He got paid
And they're like,
$25
No, they're like,
okay.
no, Toby, no.
That's not how that works.
and he was like, okay.
you some hating ass haters, man. You know what I mean? Tobey
he's
Maguire
bad.
tried.
Man,
He
Gyllenhaal would have been
shoots the
so
web,
much
right?
better.
Gyllenhaal would have been better.
He looks down
Oh, yeah,
in
he's
one of the
funny.
most like it actually got me when he looks down and he does that whole like shaky like look how far it is.
Oh, yeah.
I for a moment was like, it sucks. I would not be fucking around there. It takes
Yeah.
the elevator down.
It is again another interesting thing of a terrifying moment of like being a superhero and being this great and like, yeah, what if it does wear off?
Yeah,
Have you
I
ever
thought
really
the
done
same
any of
thing.
these tests, Spider-Man? Have you
Yeah.
looked into how this would actually?
Well, it's weird that then it's wearing off and he seems to keep jumping off roofs and stuff. Like, that's pretty scary.
Well, I think that was just like a one-time thing. Afterwards, he was fine until it was like
had
he was
moments
getting
here and
real
there.
depressed and really.
I did not like him losing his powers.
I don't understand it.
It's just a cool plot
Well, it's
device,
kind of
but
like
you need to-
impotence. It's kind of like not being able to get it out.
then
Performance
he also-
anxiety. It's performance anxiety.
Performance
100%.
I
He
just
also
feel like you
has
need
that
to build that a
moment
bit
where
more.
he like imagines a conversation with his
With Uncle Ben.
and he's like, "No, I'm done." And that's when his powers seem to stop completely.
Well, yeah, because he's like, I'm shutting it down. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's. I actually kind of like this angle on this. I like that it's all psychological in his head, and like he's not committed, and he realizes that the thing he's doing may in fact be ruining his life. Like it's if you think all told, like Spider-Man's doing pretty good, but Peter Parker is not having a good time of it, and so psychologically, yeah, that would have some bad ramifications. Why it turns off your mutant spider gene is beyond me. I don't
Just
understand how that's
performance
supposed to be.
anxiety.
I mean, yeah, but I get, but like just because I can't get it out doesn't mean I can't
Also,
still.
I'm not sure that Spider-Man is doing.
Oh no!
You know?
So you'd rather be he did this and he just went.
Oh, that like really got you though.
No.
Nasty.
Shout out to is it Hal Sparks that he's in the.
Yeah,
I actually kind of like that scene.
it's just there.
Nice
Cool
Spider-Man
Spidey
outfit.
suit.
Thanks, man. Is it comfortable?
I mentioned that on my Up and Noon
Legit.
interview, Hal Sparks.
I remember I was there. I was in the audience.
That's literally when they were like, "Do you want Hal Sparks in the show?" I was like, "Yes, just to make a Spider-Man 2 reference. I do want that."
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that was pretty much
He was
it.
in an elevator with Tobey Maguire. That's pretty cool.
That is
pretty
cool.
cool.
been cool
We
if it
go
was Jake
down
Gyllenhaal.
there. Yeah, okay, whatever. The next day, guess what? Time for Doc Ock's experiment. Right? Holy shit. Maybe we call him MJ before this and give her a meandering message of apology beforehand, and MJ doesn't take her
Not
the
taking
shit.
it.
Doesn't
throws,
answer it.
Throws the keys at the phone. You know what I mean? Cool, Greg. Also, similar to what I was talking about, Porty cut in half, whatever. I've cut my hand open. Can I have something to wrap my
How do
finger?
you keep doing this?
Our table edge is very sharp, and my skin very soft, like
Yeah.
like an overripe banana.
Beautiful. You're like a porcelain doll made of tissue paper.
Exactly, good one. So, anyways, that's happening. Then it's time for Otto's big experiment. He's gonna fucking harness the power of the sun in the palm of his hands. He gets the tritium, precious tritium, makes it work. Did anybody lose a wad of 20s rolled up with a rubber band? We found the rubber band, and then he admits it's a terrible joke. So good job, Otto.
But like,
Good on.
why?
I
Why
like-
start the
breaks the
presentation
ice,
with
man.
that
It's
very
particular
expensive.
joke?
It's very
Hey
expensive.
guys, this small nuclear fusion bomb that I'm gonna do in my fucking cool loft.
Thanks, Cool G.
a really cool
like
loft.
why in the middle of one of the most populated fucking cities on the planet. Let's just do it here. Yeah, don't worry about
Let's
it.
just do it here.
Everything's gonna be cool.
That is a very, very solid point.
It is
I mean, but he
is it not
addresses
a
that.
mini
He's
sun?
like, "This isn't dangerous.
It is.
I got
Yeah.
this."
So he starts that shit up. I forget the actor's name. You always go with actors' names and what I'm thinking before
Which
I say
one?
it. I'm giving it to you right now.
Spock me. No idea.
Jeff Bridges.
The guy from
You gotta give
Lost
me-
in Hawaii 5-0.
Oh, Daniel Day Kim.
Yep, he's back.
Yeah.
Good job, nailed it.
Thank you.
He's back there. He's doing fucking science shit too
Good
on
to
a
see
fucking
him.
monitor. Great for him.
Science with Kim.
Hey, Kev.
Nice.
Let me ask you a question. If you put a small sun in the middle of a loft,
Would it be hot?
that do well?
I don't understand how like there was enough gravity to hold everything together.
Well, that's
seemed
where
like
that's where the
there was,
arms, the octopus arms, come in.
there was a force field that was keeping it from going out. But I'm just saying, how was it keeping it together? The arms were just to
I just-
push
the
the
force field
push
things
the,
back in.
the
Yeah.
force field.
I
and
just
keep
thought
it-
like he could have put the arms on a device to
Yeah,
do
he
that,
didn't
but
need
like,
it, like, needles into his
the whole
back.
time I was thinking
I
like,
love it.
Just
like, oh,
throwing
you
this out
don't,
there.
you don't
Put
need
it
the
in
suit.
some sort of sphere
Yeah.
that won't allow
Yeah.
the solar flares to come out and it's just singe people.
Well, we don't have
But
this.
then
Auto,
it-
Auto,
then
you
it
don't
wouldn't
need
look
the suit.
cool.
Like, yeah, but I look badass.
His calculations, it would have been fine.
And by the way, was no one else like when Harry is there and he's looking at him and he's like, "Cool, we're gonna fucking make fusion, and that's gonna be cool." But let's not worry about the fact that you've mastered artificial intelligence and made these fucking really cool arms that we could totally market to the government.
And your last name is Octavius.
Yeah, although
We're
they do
going
make-
somewhere.
They
They
do
make a joke
that.
about that, yeah,
Yeah.
and that was good. I enjoyed that.
But it's always hilarious to me, similar to the what I call the Ant-Man conundrum, where I'm like, it's cool that you can make yourself really small, but you've also mastered communicating with ants. You have an army of ants. That is way more impressive than being able to make yourself small. I'm sorry.
Otto doesn't listen to Nick at all though, and does the whole thing. Starts it up. He's got these fucking AI arms. All shit's happening. Yeah, we have the things plugged into his back. Everybody gasps when it
Everybody
happens.
gasped.
Just like
why
me in
do
the
that
theater.
in front of people?
Because it's fucking cool. Look at what I'm doing. I'm suffering for my art. Do you see the illusions right now?
No.
I'm doing the same thing.
Oh, I see.
When I
Okay.
go crazy, you're all gonna be like, "We should have seen it coming." Miller was his last name.
Oh,
And
illusions.
He milled people up. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
I thought you said
No.
illusions.
I did. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, he did.
Anyways, the thing goes fucking bonkers. Otto won't listen. It fucking blows up. It starts sucking shit in.
Well, it's like metal
Everybody's
in, though,
panicking
right?
off. Yeah, well, yeah.
At first, right? Because then
Yeah.
it started sucking in everything.
Well, eventually, no. I
Like
think the
the
metal
glass?
just brings.
Well, no,
all
the
stuff
glass
with it.
is framed around metal. So the metal pulling breaks the glass and then yes projects the
Sends
glass
the
out.
shards.
Yeah, I
I
guess
hear
so,
you.
yeah.
I just I didn't
Not
quite
at
grasp
the
that.
not at the ball of fire. It shot the glass directly at his wife.
Yeah.
Well,
she was in
again,
the
it
way.
was that it broke the
All
metal
part
and the
of the
metal
plan.
bent in and the glass flew. The glass now no longer directional oriented based on that. It's got the momentum.
Also,
Man.
when they cut to her on the ground, looks
No,
like it hasn't
yeah.
been hit by glass.
No, I know.
No,
well,
she
they don't
got-
want that R rating.
But she went down fast. She went down like a second.
Well,
potato.
because it
Still
does the
do
thing.
that to
She,
you,
you
you know?
see her scream
Lights
and you
out.
see it turn. Like it went right into her fucking eyeballs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Big time.
There's just like a
Laceration.
shard like here. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
She's fucked.
It's like that Family Guy when Stewie does the gymnastics and then gets up and goes, "Oh no, this is bad! This is bad!"
panic.
Great Family Guy. Yeah, but the Spider-Man shows up. He unplugs the fucking shit. Otto's not having it, but he does it. Oh my god. Great. Rosie's fucking dead. Otto zapped. He gets zapped by the electricity when Spider-Man pulls it. That shorts out the neural inhibitor chip. We'll talk about that later. Everybody goes down. We get an outside shot of them wheeling away Otto. They bring out Rosie's body. Fucking James Franco comes on. He's like, "I'm fucking ruined. My company that's been around for 2 days." Puts on these weird movie star sunglasses. Some random guy's like, "I think you should get in the car." So, all right, we get out of there. And then Peter comes out. He's all like, "Man, I'm Peter. I'm fucking Tobey
Nail it,
Maguire."
nail
And
it.
it's similar to some of the other shots we've talked about, where it is just he comes out and thinks, and then we fade to black. It's like, wow, we were hanging on this shot of him thinking for a while.
Yeah, but it's fun because Tobey Maguire, the nuance of his performance is that Tobey Maguire thinking looks a lot like Tobey Maguire not thinking.
Which looks a lot like him listening to someone else talking.
which looks a lot like him waiting for a bus.
And eating.
Like it's the same thing. It's just confusion. It must be what I imagine you guys, what I look like to you guys most of the
All
time.
the time,
pretty
all the
much.
time.
Let's go to the hospital, everybody, where we find the one and only Otto Octavius face down, ass up. That's the way he likes to get his
Jesus.
arms cut off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. One of the doctors, John Landis.
No shit.
No shit, really?
Yeah.
I will also say this scene I thought was one of the coolest scenes in the movie.
100%.
It was
Way too
straight up
long.
horror. I loved it, and I love the homage to Army of Darkness. I love that he tries
that
to
one?
reach, he grabs the
chainsaw.
Chainsaw.
Oh,
It's that concept.
Is that how Bruce Campbell did it in the?
The whole thing is sort of shot like Army of Darkness,
Yeah.
where it's like there's no music. It's just that sort of like hyper realistic, like sound effects.
Yeah.
Everything's wishing back and forth. You're getting,
Did
like, the
anybody
crashes
take
in.
shop? All right, now y'all deserve to die,
All right,
motherfuckers.
Yeah, that was a bad
Deserve
line.
to die.
Oh, yeah.
They died
Deserve to die.
gruesome fucking deaths.
But this shit was terrifying, and I love the sound effects of the like the rattlesnake arms, mixed with the cicadas, like all that stuff. It's really cool.
I just thought it was super cheesy.
It was great. What?
I liked it. I just didn't think it had to be 2 minutes. Like 45 seconds
It
would have
was
been
long.
great.
You're right.
It could have been less.
But a full 2 minutes of
But
just
the
like, all
zooming
right,
in on the scientist, and like,
But we get that cool,
Because that was
like,
the perspective of the hand itself.
we get the cool perspective of the hand on the quad, like where you see all four of them at the same time, and they're all like coming toward him. And
Yeah.
they
just
zero in.
fucking
Like, that's
ripping
pretty
him
cool.
apart.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Hey, man.
Like he thinks, I got this. I can take this one thing, and he looks up and there's 3 more, and he's just like, I don't got this.
Yeah.
And he cuts his own head off with this chainsaw. Just storms off.
it storms off.
Just like,
I will give you the satisfaction, Arms. Fuck you, Arms. Arms like, we just knocked everybody else out. Otto gets the thing comes in, takes his little fucking mask off. He looks around, sees the horror he's created. No, and yells. Then he stomps
Such
up.
a bad no.
Is there ever a good no?
terrible.
Is there ever a good no?
That's such a good
This
question.
is before.
Let us know in the comments, please. Is there a good no in
I'll
a
tell
movie?
you. I'll tell you the good no. At the very end, where the wall looks like it's about to fall on Mary Jane, and instead of going no, he goes no, and then runs over to save her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good.
Oh
That
wait.
sounds like a bad no.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, you're right. I thought you asked for the worst
damn.
no in the movie.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you asked for.
Yeah, so then
Just way
the
overdone.
arms, carry a disoriented Otto out. A car comes. He fucking tosses that shit like nobody's business, then stomps off into the night. Otto Octavius is out there. And where does he go? To this fucking dilapidated pier. You know what I mean? A whole bunch of these are on Manhattan. He gets carried in there by the arms. He's like, this is where the arms start talking to him. He's like, oh, fucking voice in my head. Oh, the arms are talking. Holy shit, the inhibitor chip. Boom, it's gone. Oh, fuck. I got to make peace with these arms now. And he's like, well, I fucked it up. I should just be dead too, like Rosie. And they're like, no, I didn't fuck it up. My math couldn't be wrong. Spider-Man had a problem with it. This, that, and the other. We're going to do it again. We'll make it bigger. It's going to be fucking great. We're going to need some money, though. I'll deal with that later. Then we fucking wipe away. Just for the shit. No, not yet. No, I won't do it yet. I refuse.
Okay.
Okay. From there, we're gonna jump to the bank. I think, right?
Yeah, the bank.
Okay. Aunt May's there, and guess what? Joel McHale from The Soup.
Yeah.
We need a fucking loan from
Pre-hair
you.
job. Yeah.
You got a hair job?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just thought his hair was short.
Yeah, he's definitely very, very
The shit
receding.
you guys notice.
Yeah. But his hair looks like very, very full now. He's got a good hairline now.
I think that at the end of that, I would have given her the
Is it a
Toaster?
wig?
Toaster, yeah.
I don't know. Wigging out with Scarpino.
I just feel like she needed that toaster.
I don't think Joel McHale is wearing a wig right now, but I do think he's done some stuff to increase his hairline.
Sure, and good for
Maybe-
him. More power to
Maybe
him.
And I wanna know what it is.
forhims.com/,
Maybe.
Games Daily.
Yeah. Shit.
Sounds right.
KFMS? I can't remember.
No, we don't want to do
Show?
that one. We're going to do Games
Well,
Daily.
you're an
Games
asshole.
Daily's a bigger one. So, yeah, the bank's there. Joel McHale's there. We need a fucking loan for Aunt May. No, you have no collateral. I think it's funny when she kicks Joel McHale accidentally.
Yeah.
Instead, she tries to kick Peter when I'm going to give him piano lessons, all right? And he kicks Joel McHale. That's funny. And then he carries it to like the next part of the
Right,
scene
where
where
he
he gets
grabs
up
the
and like
coin.
slowly walks away.
Oh.
No, not even that. No.
Got it.
When he gets kicked. Yeah, but at least we got a free toaster. No, you don't. This happened. Oh, my fucking God. Our lives suck. While this is happening in the background, Otto Octavius is there to make a withdrawal. Where he's over there and he's got like the fucking badass coat and hat and glasses. He looks fucking badass.
Yeah,
and
looks
then
cool.
arms come out and he tears the fucking bank door off. And when Spider-Man gets the spider sense, he fucking pushes Mary Jane or Aunt May out of the way. Awesome. You gonna
Really
say
cool.
awesome?
No, yeah. I'm just about what happens next makes him look like a horrible, horrible person.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Peter Parker continues to sacrifice the Peter Parker reputation to be saving lives. Pushes Aunt May away, then runs away. And then, yeah, Joel McHale's like, you got a real brave boy. Great, yeah. But Aunt May is like, Peter! Whatever.
Peter, don't leave me!
There's no resolution of that, right? At the end of it,
Oh, no, she doesn't call
she's
shit
just
on him.
like,
She doesn't
oh
call
yeah,
shit.
Peter, you ran
Well,
away.
at
huh?
this point, she knows her grandson or great grandson is a shitbag. You know?
Great grandson.
You know, like she knows this kid is the fucking. They had one shot and they royally fucked it up. You can blame some of it on how his parents died, but for the most part, Uncle Ben and Aunt May just didn't have the stuff with Peter.
And then I think honestly, if we're all having a lot of fun here, right? Yeah, the movie doesn't hold up to standards. Yeah, the only plot hole in this movie is that the bank is using gold coins.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Are we in Gringotts vault or whatever? Like, is Harry and Hermione about to make a deposit next door? You know what I mean?
This was right
Is
after.
it a leprechaun? Is it the end of the rainbow here?
We're only 4 years after 2000 when they had the millennium, the gold $1 bills. That's what that was.
Susan B. Anthony.
No, that was not. That was
gold
Susan B.
dollar
Anthony.
bills.
No, it's Sacagawea.
Susan B. Anthony.
Susan B. Anthony.
They did both.
Oh, I apologize. Everybody's correct again. What is it? What is a weird one, right? It's a good
I'll
game.
tell you this, that did stand out to me. I understand why. I'm like, this looks a lot cooler when he's throwing bags of coins.
Peter shows up
Bags
as
of money
Spider-Man.
would've been cool, too.
They start throwing the fucking coins at him. He's doing it.
Probably
He's
wouldn't
going
hurt as
great.
much, though.
It would hurt.
no.
Money's like a big
are
amount of
heavy,
money.
yeah.
You throw $1 million, just gonna do some damage.
That's true.
Spider-Man's holding his own, just fucking keeping up with Doc Ock, no problem. Pissing him off, some would say. And then guess what? He's got nothing. Performance anxiety again. Again, weird that I'm pretty sure here he wants to be Spider-Man. Whatever. I guess, when you can't fuck, you want to fuck. He gets hit with the fucking bag of money. He falls down. All hell's breaking loose. Doc grabs Aunt May because she's just there and old. He's like, now you got the death of this old codger, clearly this great grandmother.
Codger? What's a codger?
Old codger? I don't know. It's something people say about old people. Is that another one where we said like a horrible thing we didn't mean to?
Maybe. I don't know.
Cool, Greg, give me a Google search on old codger.
I've never heard that.
I don't think that's a
What is a
word.
codger?
No, all right, hold on. Pause the show.
How do you spell it?
I'm going to take a guess at it. I'm going to say old, C-O-D-G-E-R.
C.
Old codger, synonyms. Old
Define it.
codger synonyms. Well, I think it means an old, like, fucking asshole.
Okay.
Yeah,
Codger with a K.
Yeah, now an elderly person is what it means.
It means dates in Indian. A codger is usually black and stupid with no
K-O-D-G-E-R.
Wait,
and smokes an aerobic pipe.
No, codger,
Arabic.
elderly
Not aerobic.
person, a crank, a doo-doo, eccentric.
So it's like fogey.
Exactly. It is
Just say
exactly
it's
like fogey. 100%.
It is like
Let's say it's
Grabs
fogey
this
from now on.
old-
We know that
No,
one's safe.
I knew what it was. I just wanted to make sure when I said it that nobody else heard it. That's weird, but I'm right. Old codger. Nick's back. Thanks, Nick.
Sorry. I wanted to back you on that, but I also really wanted a lifesaver.
I fucking hate you so much.
you
Let's
me
be
one?
real. This fight scene, dope as fuck.
Yes,
I'm
it
gonna fucking
is.
say it.
Goes out
Fucking
onto the
cool.
wall. They're fighting. They're screaming again.
I was gonna say, is it realistic that Aunt
No,
May
dude, and
hanging
that's the
on
thing.
there by an umbrella
Such a
for
cool fucking
like
fight
30
scene.
seconds?
Why'd they do that?
That
Like,
ruined
yeah.
it for me, dude.
It's like, why?
That was
Why
such
would you
a-
make
I thought
such
there was a
bad
nice payoff there,
decisions?
which is like, I can't hold this for very long. Aunt May, arguably great upper body strength to be able to hold herself up that long.
The
And then
grip
drops
of a
onto the ledge
fucking-
and was like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna die.
Yeah.
I like
Bless
that.
you. And then she gets grabbed again.
I'm just saying it would have been better if she died. You know what I mean?
Of course.
I do also want to know, what was the practical reasoning for having giant blades in the mouth of each one of the arms? You know?
Did it have giant blades?
Yeah.
The
every single
giant
one-
thing. Remember, like when Spider-Man's in like the sweatshop across the way, and he pulls himself back to fire him over. He's like, "Come and get her!" And then he like does the thing where he pops up the giant spike, and she's like, "Oh, you're a horrible
She
person."
can slice the sun.
Exactly, slice the sun, as they
Makes
used to say.
sense. Cool running.
And she hits him in the eye and breaks the glasses and all that shit. Is this also when we're talking about B movie parts of this movie, like horror movies and stuff? Is this when the time when he was stomping up the side of the wall and the women run to the windows and see it, and then she turns around and runs and screams at the camera?
Immediately at the camera.
Like, and it's like, if you've never seen Airplane, when all hell's breaking loose in Airplane, and then the naked woman runs up and her just screams and her tits are
Yeah.
flapping around, I'm like, that is what they're doing here.
Yeah.
But they're covering this poor woman's breast. That's all this is. I'm like, what? This is the one time where I'm like, I don't know about this B horror movie shit, Sam Raimi. Doesn't
The
seem
one
that great.
time.
They,
There's so many
they cut to the two girls, like
Yeah,
with the little
after-
crop tops, and they're
after-
like,
Oh, that, you're
Yeah.
right. Fuck
Yeah.
that
So-
again. And then also the exact same thing. Hey, hey, Tim.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
You did a great job
Thank
doing
you.
costume directing.
Let's just fucking get 'em out,
You did
you know
a
what I
great
mean?
job
Let's
costume
just
directing
fucking
on
get 'em
Spider-Man
ready.
1.
Why
We're
not?
happy to have you back for the end of Spider-Man 2. We just need costume direction on one scene. What would you like to see Mary Jane in like the final outfit she'll be in? Dress, no bra. All right, fucking print, go. Jesus, this movie with the titties. Anyways, though. Aunt May's
I do like the two girls that are like hot for Spider-Man. We're
Oh,
like,
well,
take us with you.
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm Spider-Man.
I can't do that. Sorry, go ahead.
it's fine. He saves Aunt May. Yay. Otto stomps off. I forget how he gets away. Oh, by tossing Aunt May or whatever, but then just gets away. Whatever.
She's like,
He
I
just
was wrong
runs
about
away.
you
Yeah.
the whole time. He's like, thanks. We did it. She's like, we?
Ha, boom, 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 boom.
What that means? I meant me. I was being nice to you. You did nothing but
You did nothing.
Almost
Fucking
die.
old woman.
I was
You
also shocked that at
emoji.
no point he didn't yell like Aunt May or something. Because I feel like your aunt's getting thrown around. You want to comfort her, you know?
Spider-Man's
like,
good
Aunt
at
May,
that,
it's
though.
gonna be okay.
He's a pro.
Nah.
He's a pro.
I think he's a pro at that point.
On May is what your nephew would call you.
I talked to your nephew Peter, and for now I'm just gonna call you the pronouns he would call you. From there, it's time. Peter needs money. J. Jonah Jameson hires him to go fucking shoot his son, the heroic astronauts. Fucking, hey, you're a hero thing. I'm sure you're not infected with an alien symbiote that you got on the moon party.
It'd be cooler if you were.
And it would be fucking real cool. We go to the fucking thing, and there it is.
That's where we get the Doctor Strange joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
what do we
you're
call
right.
this
Doc.
guy?
Yeah, they come up with a name. They're trying to figure out what to call Doc Ock in the
We
papers.
get the Doc Ock joke too, right?
Yeah,
And he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, what are the odds?
But like, I didn't
Yeah.
expect the Doctor Strange reference. And then when it happened, I'm like, wow,
It's already
Wasted.
they
taken.
don't even fucking know.
But you know what they mean? They just mean they know the doctor. They know Doctor Strange, the actual doctor,
That's cool.
the neurologist. He's operating on his son, the astronaut, who should have the symbiote inside of him.
Dude, he never had the symbiote in him, right?
I mean, I'm
It
saying.
came down with his spaceship in the cartoon show.
Well, sure, we're talking about the cartoon show there. I think
We'll
they,
see
they
about
clearly
it.
had this
Up-and-coming movie,
jump.
Venom.
Can you give me a laser?
They had this fucking clear jump. You know what I mean? He jumped a way no human would jump. He had the symbiote
I mean, he's
on
an
him.
astronaut. He's trained
Here's
at a
what
high
I
level.
He's also
real quick. If we
jacked.
can take another aside here.
Beautifully jacked.
As you all know, growing up, me and my friends loved Varsity Blues. And there was a plan briefly to shoot the deleted scenes for Varsity Blues with us and then piece them together into the movie to make it make sense. I'm just saying, what if we wrote Spider-Man 3 and filmed it ourselves?
Okay.
I'm in.
The Spider-Man
Yeah,
3 that should have
100%.
happened.
I'm
That
in.
should have happened. No Gwen Stacy. None of this bullshit. No Sandman. Just Venom.
I say
Wait,
we have Gwen
just do
Stacy in
Venom.
it, and she dies.
I was gonna
And
say,
we
though,
do it
but
right.
But then
if I
they
remember
should have killed Mary
correctly-
Jane and introduced Gwen Stacy.
Whoa,
then.
If I
chill
remember
the
correctly,
fuck out, you
Isn't Gwen
asshole.
Stacy in the third one? Isn't that Bryce Dallas Howard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we
You
gotta
are,
keep her
remember.
in.
Oh, she looks
No,
nice
no,
with
we are
blonde hair.
shooting it. We're not
Yeah.
going to get her
We
for
are
our
getting
reshoots.
Bryce Dallas Howard, BDH,
BG.
hot off of Jurassic World 2.0, whatever the hell they're gonna do with that movie.
We're there at the astronaut party. Guess what? Everybody's shooting and drinking, and Harry's there, and he's fucking getting wasted, and everybody's like, "Oh
Just
man, this is a
wasted.
fucking weird ass party or whatever." MJ comes down the stairs with him. Oh my god, this is the man she's fucking canoodling with. She calls Peter on his bullshit outside. Peter's getting the shit kicked out of him by Life. Then he goes inside, literally gets the shit hit out of him by Harry, who's all mad at it. Then causes a huge scene, of course, Harry.
Harry actually calls him out that time, being like, "Hey,
Yeah. He
tell me
does
who
what Nick
fucking
wants.
Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah,
Your
like he
piece of
should
shit
have
friend."
just basically done. Like,
Yeah.
you would think that a guy with that many resources would be like, I just got to figure this out at all point. Like, put a private investigator.
But
on
yeah,
Peter.
follow
on
Peter.
Yeah, follow Peter,
Easy.
and we're just gonna figure this out. Right
In
now.
one day, the dude would be like, "Oh yeah, that guy's definitely
Yeah, he's
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
100%."
Saw him running in the alley. Spider-Man come out with pizzas. That's the backstory for the guy who calls him. Anyways, that happens, and then John Jameson proposes to Mary Jane in a very weird. Comes up and like, hey, I just want to let everybody know Mary Jane's agreed to marry me. I'm like, well, why don't you fucking propose
Very
on
weird.
stage? It's a
Could've
weird
been a cool
idea.
scene, but
Could have been
not.
real cool.
Because that could be very embarrassing if she said no. She wasn't that into him. Remember?
He does. I mean, again, Mary Jane, just a plot device. I'm sure she would have said yes to anything.
dare you.
I'm not saying it's.
How
I don't think it's
dare
correct.
you.
I don't think it's the correct way to use her, and it's one of the reasons that I don't think this
It's
movie
all
holds up.
Kristen Dunst had. That was it.
It's all-
She was just like, they gave her more script. She
How?
looked and she was like, I can't.
Dare you,
What?
sir?
She's a great actress.
How
can't.
She's a great
dare
actress.
Do you remember the Virgin Suicides?
Do you remember
Do you?
Bring It On? You ever seen Bring It On?
Interview with a
Dude, she
Vampire?
brought it.
Fuck you, man.
What has she done recently? I looked up Tobey Maguire. He has not done a lot of work lately.
No, dude.
He was done.
He was embarrassed.
Yeah. He got that 10%.
He watched the marathon on FX of the trilogy, and he's just like, "What? Man, I
Man,
really
what
am
was I
done looking."
thinking? So all that happens, and Otto's like, I'm still gonna be bad guy.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be a bad guy.
He's like recreating his.
yeah, they're
studio.
He's building it out there on the dock still. I
In
think
the
that's
water
it.
Looks
area.
good.
Oh yeah, where
Yeah.
he's getting all these deliveries. Where's he getting all these deliveries from? Were they walking up and delivering them? UPS guys
This
just
is like
dropping them?
pre-Amazon stuff, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting.
So that happens. Oh, then it's like Peter's like, man, life sucks. I'm gonna go be Spider-Man. Falls down, hits, lands again. Can't do the fucking webs. There's a newspaper there. Spider-Man fucking sucks. He goes back to his apartment. And he's like, man, Spider-Man sucks. Everybody fucking hates me, and my life sucks because I have nothing.
I just pictured the headline. Spider-Man fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to say earlier. When you guys were saying, well, Spider-Man's killing it. He wasn't, because Jameson keeps writing awful stories
that's all
about
it's
him.
gonna be, though.
So public perception wasn't good about
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
that is a piece of shit.
Not
People
people
see
liked
him and
him
like,
still.
hey, Spider-Man, piece of shit.
Nah, they're not.
Spider-Man, fuck you.
Quote.
This is when he throws away the suit.
No, this is when he goes into his bed and has a seance and conjures Uncle Ben. Again,
Goes to
hard
Ben.
to make a comic book into a movie or anything, because comic books you can get away with a whole bunch of shit, whole bunch of thought bubbles, thinking and talking. It looks weird though to have Ghost Uncle Ben in the ghost car talking to Peter.
Ghostmobile.
Especially since he's not asleep. He's just on his bed.
He's just sitting there thinking.
And then when he
you
comes back, he's like,
imagining it.
you
Yeah.
understand he's imagining it, but
I'm
that's
not going to
hard.
be Spider-Man anymore.
Another
That's
very
how it's
depressing moment. He's like, Peter, shake my hand.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna
Tell
shake
me
your
you're gonna keep
fucking-
doing it right. And he's like, no, I'm over it. Thanks.
This is the issue I have with the whole movie. Is what is the theme of this movie?
Spider-Man no more.
But
Spider-Man 2
everyone
Lives.
can,
They should've
they
called it
have this
Spider-Man No
really
More.
convoluted theme, and I think, and I might be wrong, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the theme is that sometimes, in order to do the right thing, you have to give up all of your dreams all the time, and not have any friends and not have a life in order to do the right thing. Which to
Yeah.
me
Yes.
sounds a lot like the wrong thing.
No. You're
If
just
it's
thinking
at
about
the
yourself.
detriment of every other aspect of your life forever.
Yeah,
That is a
there's no-
shitty thing.
there-
That is a stupid thing.
As you've said, there is no pin it end of the thing. I've learned I can balance both of them. Every ambulance that goes by doesn't need Spider-Man swinging over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are going to die. Cars are going to fucking flip in
Right.
insane ways and crush people. I don't need to be there all the time unless I want to get fucking smart about it and go to the fucking mayor. Hey, everybody, guess what? I got fucking superpowers. Give me a paycheck.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know what? I'm not saving for shit. 75. When he saw the headline, 75% up crime, that's when you walk in there like, guess what, fucks? I can't make
me a
rent.
cop.
I can't fucking pay my bills.
Make me a cop.
I'm eating children. You know what I mean?
You ever seen a spider eat a kid? You want to? Over to your fucking house later tonight, eat one of your children. Pay me $40K a year.
This doesn't sound like a superhero anymore, though. Sounds a little like a nice villain. Like I'm still saving
I'm gonna
people.
suck your kid dry.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Nice villain. All right. Anyways,
throws up the
he's
shit.
decided. Yeah, he throws away. It's the iconic comic book cover of him, Spider-Man No More, walking away, the thing in the trash. Very cool. Fades out, but we still see the eyes. Always thought it was a weird choice, but cool.
Again, I had this big problem with Spider-Man 1, where it's like there's a lot of great plot points, and a lot of iconic Spider-Man moments that we're kind of seeing, but they're just kind of thrown in there. And I feel like the No More thing, like this movie spends a lot of time on it, but it also doesn't do a good job. Like it doesn't
Well,
really.
it doesn't find a resolution.
Exactly.
And that's the biggest
It's
problem.
kinda
'cause it's like,
he has this weird fucking can't get it up thing, and now we get the comic cover, and then you just keep going. It's like, I just wish it was better. That's it.
Sure. Now Peter's life is back on cloud nine. Raindrops keep falling on his head. Great montage of him fucking killing it in class, killing it over here, hanging out with people.
Clearly, really happy.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this is the life I should have been leading all along. This whole Spider-Man thing should not have been doing it. I'll be honest with you. It saved a bunch of people's lives, but it's just not
What's
making
it
me
worth?
happy.
You know what I mean?
What is it worth?
I
If
didn't
it's
save
gonna
anybody's
destroy
lives in
me?
Toledo. My
Yeah.
life's still good. You know
People
what
in
I mean?
California still dying.
Yeah, exactly.
What does it matter?
Exactly.
I'm only one person.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe let the cops do their job, and I'll be a student. Maybe I could save more lives with my advanced intellect by helping that fucking psychopath not blow up the city.
Maybe let
How
all the
about that?
cops get bit by spiders.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe go eat one child a month.
Yeah, exactly. You know, mix it up.
That's what we demand.
Anyways, everything's great, but he's watching people die and all this stuff. And then finally he goes out with MJ. They go out and they have dinner-ish. Right? They meet up or something. They're walking and talking. And he's like, I'm not an empty seat anymore. She's like, you are different. Maybe she just stood out. Oh, he went and saw the play. Threw her off her game again where she fucked up. I'm like, come on, man.
Shows up. Just want
Again, Jen walks in right now. No legs. And I'm like, how'd
she walk in?
Keeps going.
on her hands, clearly. She walks in on her hands.
God, do I have to
Use your
fucking pay you the entire picture?
Use your
holy
third eye
shit,
for
like
Christ's
then
sake.
the legs are very prominent.
Yeah. Where are the legs? Out on the street by the subway cars.
Jesus.
Oh, the Muni ran her over.
It must have, right?
Oh my God.
Let's not skip the amazing scene where the guy's like, "Hey, J. Jonah Jameson, this
Garbage
guy
man.
found this
Garbage man.
this Spider-Man costume in the
Homeless
garbage.
person.
This must be the real
The
Spider-Man
Spider-Man's
costume."
costume.
Now, Spider-Man's been a thing for 3 years. Clearly, people have made costumes about it.
No
before,
one's been
but
able to nail this
has
homemade
to be
costume.
The one that none of us have ever seen with our eyes. We've just seen it in pictures. Mm-hmm. So give him.
He's seen Spider-Man in real life. Quiet, kiddo. Mom and dad are talking. The grown-ups are talking.
That's a
Remember?
good point.
Yeah.
But like,
It's also way too small. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's take this costume that is clearly not tights. Clearly a, suit you have to have 14 costume people, and then we'll put it, and it's like, this just doesn't work, guys.
52 different suits were used
What?
for the production of this movie. 52.
That seems unnecessary.
And a whole bunch of them stolen from set.
That's probably why they
sold on
have to
eBay.
make
That's
him.
awesome.
That's why they make a joke about I'd make more on eBay.
Well, let's go
They
this way.
actually did.
You've got the whole suit, right? That looks like he has to be sewn into it. Then you've got the suit without the mask, which is the second one. And then 48 other variants.
Nailed it.
No,
Nailed
I
it.
mean, I'm assuming they made like 10 of each of those because they probably rip all the time. This is probably not great fabric. That'd be my guess. So yeah, it's conceivable they did like 50 of them.
Thanks.
Well, that answer was for you, Kevin. It was like 48. That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy.
We could have.
Kevin saying it like out of the side of his mouth.
I'm just saying we could have gotten away with 10 for sure. For sure, if we were producing
That's
the movie,
why, I mean,
we would have gotten
$200
$200
million budget, right? Like, I mean, it had to go somewhere. It went into the suits.
No
And
reason to
like
waste
a
it.
ridiculous percentage went to, not that it's a surprise, went to CG and
Oh,
stuff.
sure, yeah.
It looked better.
It was like I was reading something that was saying that it was the highest percentage of a budget of a movie going to digital stuff
Okay.
up to that point.
That fake sun looked great. You know?
It did.
Yeah.
I liked it.
So Otto's almost done. He's almost
It
got
was a
everything
sun.
he needs.
Oh, I see.
But he needs tritium. He needs the tritium from Harry Osborn, right?
Right.
Who's still reeling from the fact that everything sucks in his life. But whatever. Otto stomps over there, climbs up there. I need the fucking tritium.
Takes the cup, throws the cup.
He drinks it and then smashes
in
it.
great Green
Green
Goblin
Goblin fashion. Yeah. And he also catches the cup though. Very
Yeah.
cool. The accuracy of these hands. Very cool.
Very cool.
It's all thought.
I know.
The speed of thought.
And anyways, yeah, you want the tritium. You go bring me Spider-Man. I want Spider-Man, basically, is what Harry says. And you can get him by following Peter Parker, as anybody with a fucking functioning brain in New York would understand. But this is all breaking news to everybody else. So Otto's like, I'll fucking get him. And he leaves, and then Harry Osborn's like, oh, by the way, don't hurt Peter. That, you fucking idiot. What did you think?
This guy is a monster, man. He has fucking monster arms.
Yeah.
He's gonna hurt Peter.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to. I love that. Once the like thing breaks and like the arms are now in control, he stops like doing normal people stuff. Like he's just hanging there, and the legs do all the walking for him. I would so do that. I'd be fully in. You know?
That's true.
doesn't grab things
Kevin
anymore.
would somehow try to drive his car with the arms, and it just wouldn't work.
I
but he
wouldn't
would
have
try
to drive
anyway.
anymore. Now it's just Spider running
When there's a
everywhere.
problem at the control console, Kevin just rolls by because they create like a sphere around him.
He goes, I've got to find Peter. It's Peter and MJ are out to coffee in this coffee shop. I believe this is the first footage we ever saw from this movie, right? Was this the
This is the
teaser?
trailer, I think.
The trailer teaser, whatever. I remember this, of them sitting
Did we
there
have
like...
teasers back then?
I want to say it was like at MTV Movie Awards. They showed something like this. So I remember being a
I
big
don't
deal.
remember.
It looked cool though.
Doesn't matter. Mary Jane's like, I've been thinking about what you were saying. And by the way, before then, she kissed not Flash, John upside down. I'm like,
Which is
are
an
you there with
awful
me?
scene. That made me upset. Where it's like, oh, look at this
Did we
lady.
also get the scene where he decides to run into a burning building and not use his Spider-Man powers?
He doesn't have them anymore. He lost his powers. then.
Yeah, we did.
And they were like, "Look, good job, kid. Except you missed one, and someone fucking died a horrible death
Yeah.
upstairs on 4." And he's like, "Damn,
We've
I
also
should be
missed
Spider-Man."
At this point, we've also missed the "I'm back, my back" that thing.
Oh,
that's after the
that
fire.
happens after the fire.
Yeah, whatever. Nobody cares. This is all wasted. This is a waste of your time.
After the fire, he decides, I'm gonna run off a building, and I know that my powers will come back.
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
Does it?
It doesn't.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause
like
they
under
don't
pressure.
fully come back.
Did you guys not watch the 19 fucking X-Men movie you did? Where it's like, guess what? It only happens under fucking extreme pressure.
I think that was just Deadpool.
yeah.
Just Deadpool.
No,
that
it was
did
all
that.
no, it was all of them that like you need that
It's
it was like
also-
they're gonna come to you in
it's-
like an emotional heightened moment.
It's similar when I was young.
100%. I'm
and
not
I had
making
sex
it
for the first time, and
There
the
it
girl
is.
was like, "Don't come too fast,"
Oh,
and then I
no.
immediately came.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that kind of pressure, right? Where you're like, "That's what you're
Is
talking
it the
about."
same noise
I
that
think he's
Little
right.
Mystique made?
Nope. Let's put those two things far, far apart. No.
Anyways,
They have no context for that because that episode's gonna come out way after this.
Way after this. Not two things that. All right.
Anyways, at the coffee shop, Mary Jane professes that she's thought about it. You have changed. I've changed. Peter cuts her off. He's like, listen, man, I was wrong. I'm not that. Oh, we also totally missed a whole. We missed so much. We missed him telling Aunt May that he's the reason Uncle Ben's dead. Aunt May pulling her hand away.
Kicking him out. Yeah.
Intense ass scene.
Yeah.
And
I'll give
also,
it to him.
we missed the part where he was like, oh, it's little Billy Johnny Joe.
Yeah.
Fucking helping us out. Isn't that great? He's pissed off because Spider-Man's not here anymore. Why? Let's get more convoluted.
I miss Spider-Man too. And
You
then it's
hated
like
him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not anymore.
Right, he saved her life.
And so we get this is very similar to the whole conversation in Spider-Man 1 of Mary Jane and Peter being in front of Aunt May's dead body on the bed, where oh, you've met Spider-Man? Yeah, he's talked about you. Here's a 2-minute monologue about everything, and it's like very similar here, where it's like, sorry, spit in your
okay.
Hey, guess what? Now we're gonna have Aunt May give a giant fucking monologue about how you need to be, and what is it like?
Heroes.
Sometimes, heroes have to give up what they want for the betterment of whatever the fuck. I don't know.
No, it's a dumb fucking thing. Sometimes heroes have to live a horrible, horrible life so that they can be heroes, and sometimes they have to teach us that life sucks and they are the sin eater. Like, what was the fucking?
And then
point?
sometimes, like,
He
it
wants
just
to be
never
just
ended.
like Spider-Man. Yeah, and you're like, wait, what? What is the theme
And
here?
it's like, do you know he's
Do you have
Spider-Man? Because you're
dementia? Why
talking
did you
kind of
talk
like
like
he's
you fucking
Spider-Man.
know?
Yeah.
She
Anyways,
didn't know. There's no way.
I don't think so either, and I think Spider-Man
just
3
crazy.
confirms that.
One of
Right?
the best choices ever made was making Spider-Man Homecoming's Aunt May not only younger,
contemporary.
but Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
all of that's just so fun. And
Marissa
also,
Tomei's great.
ending the
Second
movie
best choice,
with,
making Tom Holland.
she finds out he's Spider-Man. It's like,
Yeah.
great, let's
God, I
just,
can't wait for the
get
next.
it out
let's
of
just
the
get
way.
going, man.
What is it called?
Far from home.
Home.
Can't wait. Anyways, though, all that shit happened. Then we're back in the coffee shop. I can't. Well, just fucking kiss me. I got an idea. Kiss me, because at the end of the last Spider-Man, your kiss showed me you were Spider-Man. So kiss me now, because you were denying
I think
that.
she
Remember?
just liked the kiss.
I fucking dislike you
I think
so
she just
fucking
liked the kiss.
You're
She wanted
I
that
hate,
with the
I
kiss.
hate that you're like a
Right
tick
there.
right now.
That's what she does.
You're like a tick. You know you're wrong, and you're just digging in and betting harder. You know what I mean?
Just like a tick.
You also give people Lyme's disease.
I got a thing that it doesn't matter.
Anyways, they lean in for the kiss. Spider sense. Car comes through. Peter saves her. What? And then boom, boom, and the camera's all shaky.
Another good use of special effects. It looked cool.
I actually like that cool.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
the
what's-
boom, shaky. That's a cool little
And it's
camera
Doc
trick they
fucking Ock, everybody.
Just
Parker,
throwing taxis.
I want to fucking see Spider-Man.
did. Oh Christ!
Show me Spider-Man. Meet me over here with Spider-Man. Grabs
gonna-
MJ again. What should MJ? No bra. All right, thanks, costume guy. You really fucking earned your keep on this one. I'm sorry, no bra and a babushka. All right, great. Fucking print. Get it. Buy it. Go to a thrift shop. Good,
I'll
we're
tell
going.
ya, and then everything.
Do we have that? How many babushkas were on this? 52 Spider-Man
52
suits. How many
babushkas.
fucking
It
Kirsten
was
Dunst
1 for 1,
babushkas?
Greg. 1 for 1.
He punches
52.
him. He goes, okay, so don't fuck around, and then punches him in the chest. Flies
So
across,
hard.
Would have killed a normal human being.
But
And then all the shit collapses on him, and then he walks off. And then Peter, this is like the most egregious offense of this whole thing. This effect shoots up from like
Wait, punches first, doesn't he?
just and then hands gripping. I'm
Yeah,
clearly
you
going to be
see the
Spider-Man
vein in his
again.
hands. You know, fuck abs. It's about that hand vein. That's what I've been saying for years.
about
And
I'm
there it
gonna
is.
fucking punch
And then we
harder.
get the thing where his glasses are fucked up again, and I was like, this is cool.
yeah.
This
do
is
like
still
that.
cool.
Yeah,
When-
it's a
This
good
is still
moment.
cool.
It's a good-
When-
He's got powers again.
When Doc Ock flies through the window when he gets hit by that fucking table or whatever. Do you remember this?
No.
No.
It's in this scene. Like
I
it-
believe you. I just don't remember the scene.
like-
I don't remember that.
Wait,
yeah,
Doc
like
Ock gets hit by a table in this scene?
and gets knocked out of the building.
Who the
Yeah,
fuck
like-
hits him with a table in the coffee shop?
No, wasn't this at the
Dudley
bank?
Boys.
At the bank, doesn't he get
Oh,
hit
was
by
it the bank?
Yeah,
table?
that makes more
it's
sense.
Spidey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
blocks
He flies
one
way
thing.
too far.
He flies so- But I thought Spider-Man really fucking strong.
Sure,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
but it
Like,
would have
he-
just broken. Anyway, sorry.
What was Octavius's plan? I'm gonna throw a taxi at these people, but they'll
Yeah,
be fine.
yeah, totally,
They're
totally,
definitely
totally.
not gonna be smashed to
That
death.
is a fucking
You know?
really solid point.
yeah, yeah.
Anyways, Peter's like, I gotta be Spider-Man again. Here we fucking go. We cut over to the Bugle. J. Jonah Jameson, seeing the error in his ways. Crime's up 75%. I chased him away. I'm a bad guy. Somehow, with a window the size of a shoebox, Spider-Man
In front of
gets
three
in
people.
with no, I assume no costume, but let's just say maybe he put a paper bag over his head, Fantastic Four style. Gets in there,
Wait, what
gets the
Fantastic
suit.
Four
Oh,
style?
you remember this? What was it? After Reed took off, let me say it. because I know you're gonna correct me, or I think I got it though. When Spider-Man's like, hey, fuck, I think the symbiote's a symbiote and it's killing me. He went to Fantastic Four. Reed Richards was like, it is fucking killing you. Oh, it's starting to crush me. They got off with sonic waves, contained in a thing, but then Spider-Man still hadn't revealed his identity to the Fantastic Four. So he's like this, and they gave him a Fantastic Four jumpsuit and a paper bag. And he took off after that, like
I
that
don't
to go
remember that
home.
at all, but that's awesome.
Hidden
Yeah.
costume in Never Stops.
Yeah, of course it was.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
the video game.
So anyways, he gets in there, gets the thing out, gets back out through the fucking thing. I feel like Robbie Robertson's staring at him the whole time. Again, Robbie
clearly
alludes,
knows it's Peter.
He knows that Peter Parker's Spider-Man.
He
Whatever.
gives him the knowing look of like, are you sure you want to do this? Because I'm smarter than everyone in this room because I'm
True.
not a ridiculous comic book character like everyone else.
And then Jameson yells at the window. They fucking run to print that he's back. Great.
I thought that was another great moment when he's like steals the suit and he's like, God damn it, he's stealing it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
Just flips the switch
Great.
immediately. And he's like, he's a menace.
So then it's time for the final battle here. You know what I mean? Doc Ock's making his little son over there with his oh no, not yet. Sorry, no.
The train scene.
Right. Thank you very much. I know I was skipping something. It's time for the train scene. Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. They're fighting. Okay, cool.
How do we get in the train scene again?
It was when they ran away from Kirsten Dunst at the cafe.
Oh, okay. So Spider-Man catches up
Or
with
ran
him.
away with her. Yeah.
Oh, he
Right,
took
okay.
it. Yeah, that's right.
Where did he
No,
put
that's
her
not
during
right.
the train scene?
It was no, that's not right. Yeah, there's a scene we're missing because remember he leaves with Kirsten Dunst.
Right.
Meet me somewhere here.
Oh, and he locks her, like he leaves her in the fucking pier place.
You assume,
And that's
Did
where
they show that?
they talk beforehand. Like she's like,
No, that's not until the very end.
Yeah, at the end,
Really?
she's like,
Fuck.
hey, you got your
He
tritium,
walks
let me
off
go.
with her,
And he's like, no,
puts
I
her
like you.
fucking somewhere. Then
Top of a building, maybe?
no, I think there's time passes here. Time definitely
she's at the
passes.
Macy Gray concert. That's where she's at.
Try to say good. Anyways, yeah, you're right though. They get up on a train. They're fucking fighting.
Another good fight.
Great.
Cool
Oh,
looking,
another great fight.
yeah.
Yeah, this is fucking awesome. You know,
Vast
kidding me?
improvement from the first.
They're
Totally
fucking each
bad.
other up. Blah blah.
I like the part where he starts throwing humans at Spider-Man and
Dude.
Spider-Man catches him. And
Yeah,
like,
and he's like-
slaps
he's
him.
like, yeah.
And that's the thing. Great use of their powers. Like,
Yep.
let's
Yeah.
understand this fight scene. Let's break down what the choreography should be. And they did a great job with it. It's just then when you start having the dialogue.
Doc
and
Ock's
shit.
powers are just, he's got extra metal arms.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. No, it's.
Gonna pick up things.
He
and
nailed
throw
it,
them.
yeah.
I like,
picked
it.
up
I like
thing
how
and threw
Peter
him.
moves in this too. I like how he like. They have the scene where I think this is the scene where he's like he jumps and like goes through the grating.
Oh, I love
And
that.
then-
Yeah, that is
And then he
it.
also
That's
has that
awesome.
thing where he gets to like he jumps through the window, or gets pushed through the window, but like webs himself back and then stands sideways.
Stands on the side.
On the
Fucking
thing.
Awesome.
All that stuff's really really cool. I like the scene a lot. I can't believe how long the end part goes on for, and it's kind of
It's really not
when you have
good.
long enough to think like wouldn't those webs snap at this point? Because he just keeps going, and like, how stretchy are these fucking things?
They're
are they
really
bungee
stretchy.
cords?
They're super stretchy.
I don't
The
know.
two boys who hand Spider-Man his mask on the train are
Aren't even
Tobey
there yet.
Maguire's half brothers,
Oh.
Weston and Joe Paul.
Nice. Oh, that's nice. He's just
So
a
yeah,
kid.
that happens. Doc rips off the fucking brake and runs away like a bitch. Then yeah, Spider-Man's like, oh no, and then the fire got in his face, so he took off his mask, and it seems like he just throws it into the ether, but
Yeah, it's
apparently he
gone.
throws into the thing.
He still has it.
I thought this. I remember. This is one of the things the TV spots ruined for me that this happened. But I was so even watching, I was like, "This
Yeah.
is fucking."
It's a cool
awesome.
scene.
Yeah, and he gets in the front and stops the train. Phil
So
Lamar's there,
painful.
of course.
Phil Lamar, vamp.
Yeah, exactly. Voice of Martian Manhunter, Vamp, a whole bunch of.
Is
other
wait, is that the guy that's like this? Any other bright ideas, genius?
No, that's an
I'm like,
asshole
hey,
guy.
Fuck you.
I'm
is
trying
what
to
I would
save
say.
your worth. I can swing away at any point.
See,
Fuck
this
you.
is why I
I'm
could
gonna
never-
live no matter what.
Yeah,
You should've
this is
just,
why I
like,
could never
thrown
be
him out.
Spider-Man. Because if someone said it to me in that moment, I would reach through and crush his fucking skull.
It would have been awesome if it was the same guy who was like, "You mess with one of us, you mess with all." And in here, he's like a fucking antagonizer. Like,
He's a
you were
shithead.
on my side
So he
last
tries to
time.
stop it with his foot. That doesn't do it. He hurts his knee. Does the webbing thing we were talking about. Stops the train finally. Goes to fall. Everybody catches him. Then pass
I
him
like that
back.
scene.
Put him down. I think this whole scene's fucking awesome. Put him down. Everybody's
pass him like Jesus.
The one guy's like, yeah, I know, right? Very clearly.
Hated that part.
And he's got the bleeding side too. The guy puts him down. And he's like, oh, he's old. He couldn't be older than my son. It's like he's a 31-year-old man
He's just
right
a 38-year-old
now.
kid.
Yeah.
I don't like this scene
work.
because
If Tom Holland was in the scene, you'd be like, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
This makes a lot of sense.
this scene gives me anxiety though, because you're telling me not one person on that train would think I can make a lot of money right now if I took a
No
picture.
camera
of this
phones
kid.
back there, Nick.
Yeah, that's a great point too. But it's also
2004, someone's got a Nokia with a camera phone on it.
But it's a really cool moment, I think, of
Yeah.
what I
Who
like
got
to
you,
believe in is
Spider-Man?
like the good in
You're in New
humanity.
York.
The good in
Yeah.
humanity of just like, yeah, like cool, this guy just fucking saved our
well, it
lives.
ties
like,
along with a theme that sometimes to do the right thing, you have to
Give up
literally
everything
destroy
you want.
the rest of your life
Exactly.
just to do the right thing. That's what heroes do.
And the guy from the front, like, man, you shouldn't have passed out. Like, come on,
Bitch. Him passing out, I thought was weird too. It just feels,
Yeah.
it feels very cop outy where it's just like, but why?
he's exhausted.
He's exerted his his energy. I can make.
He just had a
reasons-
train
only
ram
those
up his
sticks were
ass
breaking
for
on
like
his
5
face, you
minutes
know?
straight.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but like him maybe saying "ow" would make more sense than him passing
He's
out.
tie man.
It's just
He also
weird.
doesn't like,
He
he's also a college
comes
student.
to, guess what? There's people, he does the like thing to touch his face. Don't worry, I won't tell anybody. You're okay. The kids give him back his fucking mask. He puts it back on. Doc Ock's back, though. This is a great plan by Doc Ock. Wear your fucking self out of here, you stupid idiot. And then everybody, including one guy from The Sopranos, right, steps in the front and is just like,
It wasn't the guy from the Sopranos. That's Joey Diaz.
who the hell's that?
Joey Diaz is a comedian.
Why are so many comedians?
It's crazy.
Why does
That
Sam
blew my
Raimi
mind. I was
love
like,
comedy?
Is that fucking Joey Diaz? And he's like,
Oh,
you missed
shit.
one of us, but and he's fuck you.
Yeah, he's like, hey, you go through me, go through me. All right, and that was a great Doc
Yeah,
Ock
yeah,
moment.
that was a
okay,
great, yeah.
He shoves everybody over, and like they take Spider-Man, deposit him up at Harry's house, and Harry's like, oh man, you fucking brought him back. That's cool. Goes and gets his weird Raphael dagger, gives the tritium to Otto, gets his
Very
Raphael.
ceremonial.
Huh? Oh yeah, totally. Like my dad. This is crafted on my dad's
Yeah.
bones or some
I've
shit.
been waiting for this.
Goes over there. Spider-Man just wakes up, takes off the thing. Peter, drops the thing. Peter gets up, fucking breaks it. Cool moment for Peter. Cool
Great
moment.
moment. And it's a great time for him to be like, hey man.
Your
just so
dad
you
was
know,
the Green
your
Goblin.
dad was a psychopath who killed like hundreds of people, and I had to stop him. I didn't even kill
tops.
him. Just hundreds and thousands of people have died at your dad's hand.
Millions
But
of
instead,
injuries.
Have you
he's
ever
like-
thought that jet fuel can't melt steel beams, but pumpkin bombs can? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
That's how you wrap
Solid
the story.
points,
up.
man.
Exactly.
This goes deeper.
But yeah, exactly. Just gets up. There's bigger things happening than you and me. All right, what you know what the
See you
fuck?
later.
Yeah, okay,
Bye.
cool. I gotta go do this. Where is he? All right, cool. And he fucking takes off, leaving Harry devastated and crying and very confused. Then we jump over to Otto's place. We're over at Otto's place. He's working on. He's got the tritium. He's got the sun started again. Everything's really coming up fucking bonkers for Otto Octavius over here. And he's got Mary Jane chained up by these giant fucking chains too. By the way, again, what does she wear? No bra. All right, cool, but can
man, why do
make
you-
it all wet on her? All right, fuck, all right,
Make
yeah.
her-
Whatever
make
the
her-
costume designer
Yeah.
says, you guys are hosing her down.
Sam Raimi's like, you know what? It's not working for me. Can we make her a little dirty too? Can we have some like grit on her? Just a little bit of grit.
Sam,
Yeah.
calm down.
Sam, yeah. I guess we
Anyways,
can.
that's
Not
all
Raimi.
happening. Spider-Man shows up. Otto does a little smile because he knows he's there. Then, this is earlier too, where Mary Jane had been like, we tried to bring this up earlier. Or I think you did, Andy. Of like, he's like, Spider-Man's dead. She's like, he's not dead. I don't believe you. And he's not dead. He's there. All right, I knew Harry wouldn't have the balls to
all
kill
in
you.
the background. I like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. They start fighting. The thing's going. It's already getting too much. It's pulling shit in. All of a sudden, hey, we gotta stop it, Otto. It's crazy. No, blah, blah. And outside, it starts pulling cars in from fucking the street, meaning that this thing is like ready to fucking go. This shit is happening, and like that's just a one scene of the cars getting pulled. Cool scene. Just not really works for the timeline. They fight a little bit, and eventually Otto gets zapped and like falls down and is all like, "Bleh."
Yeah, because he unplugs it again to try to turn it off.
Yeah, and
like
it's
he
too
did the
late though.
first time.
Yeah,
It's too
that's what
late,
shocks him. Yeah, the thing's already self-sustaining. Peter's like, "Oh fuck, this is bad news bears," and he jumps over there and he's like, "Hey," he takes off his mask. He's like, "Oh, brilliant but lazy. You gotta help me stop this. Remember who you were before, all that shit." Inhibitor shit's fried, so he can kind of think a little bit more now. He's like, "Oh, yeah, fuck, you're right. Listen to me now. Listen to me now." When he talks to the hands, cool moment. Yeah.
He's like, how can we stop this thing? And the guy's like, hold on, let me use my immense brain to fit. Nope, there's no solution to this. There's no solution.
You gotta push it in the
But
water.
there's got to be a solution. You know what? Let's just throw it in the water.
Let's just put it in.
Why don't we
Let's
try
just
throwing it
do
in the water?
most obvious
Big
thing.
ball of flame, water. And by the way, for whatever reason, this bay really, like this river that we're on, really, really deep.
Yeah.
Must go down 6-7 fathoms easily, right? Because when we see him at
Do
the
you know
end
how
going
much a
down,
fathom is?
miles, right? Isn't
No,
it like a couple miles?
I think it's much less than that. Now I want to look it up just because he said
Look at
that.
I don't know how many fucking fathoms it is,
Science.
but all I'm saying is
Science.
how
Yeah.
fucking how deep can the river be here at this point? is
1,000
all I'm
leagues,
saying.
yeah, not fathoms. I want to say fathoms like 8 feet, but I could be
be.
wrong.
No, you're absolutely
I could
right.
be totally wrong.
I
The
throw out
point
terms I don't care.
stands that the river isn't this deep.
I mean,
Thank you.
How deep's the bay?
How deep is your love?
You know?
Nice.
But how deep's the bay at the pier? Is the question. The bay could be very
Mo-
deep.
very
But
good,
they're on a
very
fucking
good.
pier. They're on the dock. How? That's what the
Sitting on
question
the
is.
dock of the bay.
How
The bay.
fucking far
Damn,
is it?
dude.
Watching the
A unit of
John
length
Denver.
equal to 6 feet.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Really?
There it is. There it is.
That was the best science with Kev ever.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Great.
Science.
So Otto's like, I'm gonna I won't die, monster. I'm gonna push this shit, and then it starts pushing it. Everything's pulling. Peter looks over at Mary Jane. He's got no mask on. Mary Jane's like, oh, and then he fucking hops over there, and the wall's falling. He saves the wall, and I love this scene here. Just this one part of just hi. It's really heavy. Like that's a cool moment.
Yeah,
You know
that was
what I
a
mean?
good moment.
And
really big.
Eventually, he tosses it over. Otto pushes in the water. Otto dies. You've seen the fucking movie.
I remember this being like one of my favorite movie moments of all time when I first saw it. Where I was like,
me
this
too.
is fucking emotional, and they just get it, and this is cool. And now we watch it, I'm like,
It's cringeworthy.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, man. I just feel like Otto's not redeemed. It's just like it
He
all
was totally redeemed.
It all just
yeah.
kind of happens in this like
You just
flippant
have
way.
to like just buy the narrative they're putting out there. He got shocked again. Now he's back.
I was zoning out so hard.
Now it's regular Otto.
And we shouldn't be zoning out during this.
I was ready for the scene to
meaningful
end,
moment.
and then my favorite thing that happens is he's like, "There's like we've seen that there's absolutely nothing around this pier, but then we see the giant cheese grater thing rolling at him, and he just grabs her and then he's up, he's gone, and then I'm like, okay, I guess there's some cranes somewhere around here.
Yeah, that was
Of course, there's
crazy.
cranes. It's New York.
Gotta be cranes.
They're over
a
there.
giant
He makes a
spider web.
giant fucking intricate spider web, lays Mary Jane, and it crawls on down to her. And this is where you get the conversations of, I think I always knew. I think I always knew. You know
She
what I mean?
didn't. She's just saying that
think
because
I
it's
always
like,
knew.
Hindsight,
hey,
dude.
this guy I've been in love with was the dude that I was really in love with. You know what I
Really
mean?
convenient.
Yeah.
I think
I hate the way the web looked.
could kind of figure
It
out
just didn't
because
look
I
like they were
seen
on
the
it.
lower half of your face that it was you.
It was raining.
Because I
There was
saw
no
the lower
visibility.
half.
Dark too. Yeah.
Your
yeah.
face.
I saw those weird lips.
But he's like, now you understand why we
fucking
can't be
Toad
together. It's of course because if my enemies knew who you were, they'd fucking kill you. You know what I mean? Because it almost happened here when they didn't. Well, they kind of knew. They always kind of know. Regardless, we shouldn't fucking talk anymore. You're gonna die all the time. And she's not having it, but he's like, whatever. And then he just fucking scoots her on down the webbing line. This, of course, where Venom comes over and jumps over it, but he's not gonna be Venom because this movie sucks, or the next movie sucks. Hops over. Great, they're together. Hooray. All right, cool. All's well that ends well. You know what I mean? Roll credits. Not quite Andy Cortez. Instead, it's time for the wedding of Mary Jane and John Jameson.
Quick question: Did we already have that moment where Harry is at his house and he starts seeing his dad in the mirror? And then
We'll
he
put it in
goes,
here, sure.
Breaks the mirror.
Yeah, he
and it's
hears the
like-
and all that stuff. Yeah. Now you said how of course the Green Goblin in the first movie, Willem Dafoe, had the serum stuff, right? The vapors, the
Garbage
vapors.
juice.
He got the
Vapors.
vapors, and that made him crazy, right?
Yeah.
Of course. Think of Harry's mental state here. He's drunk. Nothing's been going his way. He's broke. He just found out Spider-Man's his best friend. He just found his best friend killed. He's had a mental break.
Hanging out at the side of his best
But-
friend's ride, man. It's all bad for him.
There you go. What do you got
Why
for me?
then
He's a
throw
scrub.
the mug at the? I think that's what it was at the mirror.
Have you ever thought about
revealing-
all the times you've almost died and you haven't? And you go, man, what a great coincidence. Similar thing here. Great coincidence.
Yep. This part, as they say, makes no sense. That's what happens here.
And he throws the fucking Raphael sigh through the fucking window, and then, what's this back there? And we go back, all the Green Goblin goodies are there. All the fucking Green Goblin.
And instead of a
Green
light
Goblin
going on,
goodies.
going, oh fuck, my dad was the Green
bad.
Goblin.
My dad
He
was a
really
bad
bad
guy.
guy, and Spider-Man
I
is
saw
a
him
good guy.
incinerate people.
Yeah, like I saw. I
Get
watched
away from me!
firsthand
me.
as he nuked 5 people down to the skeleton, and then they just blew away in the wind. And no one's ever gonna see him again. Maybe this whole thing is.
Maybe I had it wrong.
Yeah, maybe I got this wrong.
Not to mention, if I'm Pete, and don't get me wrong, I just work with you guys. I don't even like you that much. But if it turned out I fucking killed your fathers,
Yeah.
all of you. I just killed all your fathers. You know what I mean? But you're all staying in one house together. And it's like my 2 dads, but it's my 4 dads, and they're all dead.
Similar. Yeah.
Similar. Like, if I did the whole, you guys are all ready to stab me with fucking Ninja Turtle weapons, and I got up and I'm like, there's bigger things happen than you and me. I'd go out and save MJ, great. Then my next point of business would be to swing back to your fucking houses and be like, woof.
Let's talk
Wouldn't
about
believe the fucking tritium you gave them almost killed everybody.
Yeah.
Did you feel your fucking feelings start moving? Because apparently everything was moving.
Yeah.
Anyways, your
You're actually
dad,
probably
real
gonna go
big
to jail.
bad guy. Real big bad guy.
Let's talk
Tried to
about
kill
it.
me. Let's have a coffee and figure this out.
Also,
you know?
you might be wanted by the law right now because you gave an illegal substance to a terrorist. And
Yeah,
you
but
made a
nobody
giant
knows.
fucking
Nobody
bomb
knows.
in the middle.
Nobody
You know what I
knows.
mean? Just
You
saying.
gave it a
We've
legal-
already
it's
established that there's only an ounce of this shit on the
25
planet.
pounds on the whole
25
planet.
pounds.
Paper trail, dude.
And there's gonna be like with uranium. You imagine that the substance this powerful.
Chemtrail?
is probably like logged by the guy. It doesn't matter. I would go.
It's a
on
good
run.
thing
I
he
would
was
go to
keeping it in
Europe
his
if I were
house
you.
then. You know,
That's
in
fair.
a little container.
Now it's
absolutely.
time for the wedding of MJ and John. We get there. MJ's in the back. She's not looking good. She's not having a great time. They start playing Here Comes the Bride, of course. And
She does that sad.
That's it. That's the one.
Where she
That's
has
the
poor
one.
posture the entire time.
Yeah. They do Here Comes the Bride. Nobody's coming. J. Jonah
There goes the
Jameson
bride,
looks
you know what I
over.
mean?
Yeah, exactly. J. Jonah Jameson looks over the aisle. Funny scene there. Then her. This is where there's a little bit of problems here with your logic. Why wouldn't your maid of honor already come out? Doesn't matter. Maid of honor comes out with a note, gives it to John. He reads there. Super embarrassing. Super embarrassing
Yeah.
for John.
Yeah.
Horrible
Yeah, man.
situation.
Well,
Don't
how
do
would
this
you
to
have
people.
handled the situation
Which part?
if you were the maid of honor? You gonna run up there and be like,
I'm just saying that we didn't get to see her go back. You know what I mean? Think about your wedding. The maid of honor, right, came out long before the bride.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Long before.
Long before the bride.
My friend's
I mean-
sister got left at the altar. It was very sad.
Don't do that to people, guys.
It's really bad.
You know what I mean?
I feel like you
Ruined their whole family.
really
True
bad with
story.
this stuff.
I'd
was
like to
really
hear that story
sad.
off air. That
Okay.
sounds sad.
You'll never guess who it was.
Man, you're fucking doing BuzzFeed headlines on this. You won't believe who it was. Then we cut through Central Park. Mary Jane running in her fucking wedding dress.
Music video style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gin blossoms. Gin
Just
blossoms.
As happy as fucking possible.
Bum, bum,
Meanwhile,
bum,
John.
bum, bum, bum.
And the Punisher is not in this scene. Everybody thought. Kevin's shocked at that statement. There was a
came out
lot
of nowhere.
of thought that the Punisher was in the scene. He's just
Really?
a dude that looks like the Punisher in this
That's
scene.
awesome. That would have been cool if he
That
was.
would've been dope.
Fucking X-Men are back there just chilling.
Just hanging out.
It's Peter in his apartment, just fucking literally sitting there staring at nothing. I understand being sad and like, fuck, the love of my life apparently is getting married right now.
He
Just
didn't even go to the wedding.
fucking.
Though. What a dick.
Oh no, come on, you can't go there. Do anything. But just sit there on the corner of your fucking depressing little bed. Anyways, Mary Jane comes up to the door that he didn't lock or close for some reason. He finally notices, even though he's got spider senses. And she's just like, hey, motherfucker, you don't get to make these choices for me, all right? I'm not just a convenient plot point. I have emotions, and my emotions say that even though I barely know you, you're the love of my life, and I'm going to fucking be with you forever. I'm throwing everything away, and I shouldn't have been with it.
Now upside down, kiss me.
They kiss. It's hot. Good kiss. And then it is. Sirens go off. Peter turns his head, and she does it fucking. She just finally fucking
He
says
it, man.
Go get
he
him,
says
Tiger.
it. I got fucking rock
It's
hard.
so good. It's
It was
so
so
good.
good line.
Let's chill out.
And
So
then
good.
she watches Peter get nude and get into the Spider-Man suit, and then he jumps out the window. They cut out that middle section, but remember that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen.
He's got it underneath his
No,
clothes. at all
not just
times.
sitting on the
At all
corner of his
times.
bed. Oh fuck yeah,
She's
she
like,
is.
when he gets back, what if that face she gave afterwards wasn't so much worse? She was like, oh man,
I was about to get
one
it.
of two ways.
She saw it and she was like, shit, this is going to
She's
be
like,
painful.
That's gonna be painful. Or
Oh, it's not. It's the fact that spider
Yeah.
business comes before the sexy
Yeah,
business.
I think Greg's right.
He's off doing his fucking woo,
about this?
and then we cut back to her just like, fuck, this is my life now. I left the guy who has venom inside him to come here and fucking be a part of this
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Guy was
We
like
know he doesn't
probably
have
gonna be a
venom in him.
senator. His
Until we
dad's
know.
super rich.
Until we know.
But
we don't know.
We know.
Yeah.
Until Spider-Man 3, we don't know.
But the
Credits.
good news is that like all really good movies is that the theme is proven correct at the end, which
Give up
is
your
that
fucking life.
he had to give up everything to be Spider-Man, except he's rewarded with all the things that he wants. So the theme of this movie
I think it's just the
actually
girl.
doesn't exist at all.
Like, I'm sure
Yeah.
he's still failing in school.
the theme of this movie was Hero.
Dashboard. All right.
Dashboard,
let's
that's how it
go.
ended,
I know.
man.
I'm
It's been a
aware. I'm
while.
aware. Nope. Nope.
No,
No.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hit it.
Dun 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 down.
Ragu.
Dun 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 down.
bag.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of Ragu Bagu Volume 2. This is Rad Guys Talk Bad Guys. I'm Greg Miller with my co-hosts Andy Cortez
Hey,
and
what's up,
Kevin
guys?
Coelho.
Hey, I made it up
What we do here is
did.
in the Spider-Man universe, we rank all the Spider-Man villains. Excuse me. Well, you can leave your comments in the YouTube description below.
He's not part of the podcast.
We rank all the villains in a podcast within a podcast called Rad Guys Talk Bad Guys. If you want to use Ragu Bagu Vids, the hit Twitter account with more than 3 million Twitter followers,
not
you can
true.
go to patreon.com/kindafunny for a
million.
cool $69. You can
would
tweet
like-
whatever you want as long as Joey Noel
I
approves.
would like to.
Greg, Q kill his mic.
I'd like to submit an official complaint on behalf of me and Tim that we were not.
Your mic's
invited to
dead,
be
dude.
part of
I
Ragu
assure
Bagu.
you, Tim does not give a shit and is just happy that the show is almost over when we get to Ragged Bag of Bits. Guys, I think it's pretty easy. Where are we putting Doc Ock?
Doc Ock at number one.
Number one, a villain we could sympathize with. We saw him with Rosie. We saw him be a normal person. We saw him get the raw end of the deal with the neural inhibitor.
Also, he had the cool emo haircut.
He did have the cool.
He did. Cool.
So that number one is Doc Ock. Number two is Norman Osborn / Gobby.
I would like to vote
And
for
I
that
want,
too.
as you know, people
vote, Nick.
who are fans of Ragu Bag who know whatever I write in is what I will read the rest of the thing.
.con, you fucking monster.
Doc Ock corrected to .con. So when you hear .con, Ragu Bag .con.
Nick, if there's a tweet you want us to tweet out, you could tweet out for $60, 69 bucks.
69 bucks.
Okay, hey, I'll
So,
keep that in mind.
as
How about
mem-
here's the first tweet. How about let Nick be a part of your stupid club?
Everybody,
Could
you
I
know,
be a part of
patreon.com/kindafunny. If 17 people pay $69 in this tweet, let Nick be part of the podcast. We'll let him be part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Please do.
That's never gonna happen.
You know what I mean? That's a challenge from Kevin
I don't
Quinn.
even want to be a part of the stupid podcast. I just don't like that you didn't invite me. It wasn't my choice.
We like to switch it up every season as to who's on it.
Am I on an next
No,
season?
please don't ever get rid of me.
I can't.
I'd
I'm
like
not
to,
gonna
I'd like to put my name in the hat for Kevin's spot.
right.
No, it's my favorite spot.
We're thinking about it, everybody. All options are on the
Let's
table.
deliberate,
Yeah.
The last little thing I had is Stan Lee was in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Pulled
Saves the
someone
kid,
away
right?
from
The quick little thing. More debris falling. And he was like, hey, I'm here. I'm Stan Lee.
I don't like how they put him in there. I like him now, or that it's a fun joke.
Yeah.
Where he's in there for a long time.
Well,
It's
these
a
were
lot.
serious
long
movies.
Time.
It's fair.
Cool, Greg. Please bring up the rankings for this. Number one, currently, is Spider-Man 1. What do you guys want to rank this one?
Number one.
Number one.
Number one.
I agree.
There it is.
There you go. That was
Unanimous.
Unanimous.
Well, I mean,
But is
it's-
it better than Homecoming? Not a fucking chance.
Not a fucking
not a
chance.
chance.
Don't even cross the streams. Why do it? This is
goddamn
what gets
chance.
you guys in
'Cause I
trouble.
wanna
on-
tell those kids
This is
out
what
there.
gets you in trouble on YouTube and in Reddit. Now, because
What's going to get us in trouble?
Because you start bringing, well, of course, he doesn't hold with the Marvel movies. Marvel movies are contemporary. The better question is, as many people brought up, is it better than The Dark Knight? And the answer, of course, is no.
No, not even
God, not even
close.
close.
No.
This is something
What
people were
God
talking about.
psychopath would even try to make that comparison.
People haven't seen this movie in a long time, but they remember seeing it,
Yeah.
and they think it's this phenomenal movie that like won't ever change. That being said, years from now, we'll watch Iron Man again, and we'll be like, "What a great movie!" Because Iron Man was a fucking well-made movie.
We did
and
just
this
that.
wasn't.
We did.
We
yeah.
did, in
That's a good
fact.
point.
No,
watched
but
it
I'm saying
10 years later.
10 years from now,
Oh, yeah.
still, it's gonna be great.
I agree.
We'll be too busy. There'll be a war of the giant ants.
Right.
No,
But
you
thank
can kill
God.
that easy.
Not
Next
the
week,
giant ants.
we're doing Spider-Man 3.
Here we
ladies
go,
and gentlemen.
guys.
Let's fucking go.
I'm excited for this.
Me too.
I'm not.
I'm not
I
at all.
am.
Strap in.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Stick around for
Ah.
next time.
I like it.